All right, we're live. We should be going. There we are. We're live. Awesome. Let's get this shared around here, everybody. Hello and welcome to this glorious Monday morning. We are joined by some good friends this morning. We're talking about how to put your life together. You know, there's a lot of craziness going on in this world. You got to figure out how to put what to do with yourself. And so we're going to talk about how do we give everything that needs the proper attention it deserves. So let's bring everybody in. Of course, there we go. There we go. We got Tank, we got Greg, and we got, of course, EK. How you guys doing this morning?
Okay, I'm awake, I think. Oh, I
got awesome.
Highly motivated.
I'm that annoying guy that got a really good night's sleep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's who I am right now.
Rock cock, ready to rock. How you doing? How's everybody out there in TV land? I hope you're having a good one.
We don't do TVs anymore. This is 2021, fella. Where you been?
It is the TV.
We don't watch TV. We watch the Rodney Norman Show on YouTube.
It's
That's
better
right.
than TV. That's
So
right.
we're thinking about making this a regular thing, possibly a daily morning show.
Ooh,
needs to be.
morning.
And the reason is because as I mentioned before, prioritizing things, how to get things done. Do you find that I think especially creative types, we have a tendency to have a lot of irons in the fire and nothing's ever really hot enough. I know I'm guilty of this. I got 20 different things I want to do, and for some reason I end up doing none of them. You know what I mean? Because you get that feeling like, well, if I do this, then I won't be doing that, and I should be doing that, but I need to get this done. But so when I'm doing this, I'm always thinking about this other thing. So I should go do that other thing. But then when you start doing that thing, then you think I should be doing that other thing because that other thing is more important than this thing. But this thing needs to get done for that thing. And then you just say, you know what? Maybe I'll just watch reruns of The Walking Dead instead.
That's if you're into self-mutilation.
Yes.
I can't watch that show. Oh, so depressing. Drama.
Well, I think it's sort of for me it's Schadenfreude. It's like, okay, as bad as my life is, at least I'm not hunting down zombies.
At least I'm not an actor in The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
with no future. It's on the spiral for like 5 years now. When's it going to die?
Yeah, that's always funny when you see these shows and these actors. They think, okay, this is going to launch my career. And so they leave the show and then they do nothing.
Yeah.
And then they have to kind of find a way to get back into the show or reprise it. Like I saw, was it CSI is coming back with the original guy at the helm?
Oh, boy.
They're calling it CSI Vegas now, but because that guy left the show because he thought, oh, yeah, my career's on fire. And then he went and did nothing.
You know what I think?
So,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So, what do you guys think about that? How do we prioritize our lives?
EK?
You know, I don't know if we're the guys to be. We're guys.
We learn from failure as well.
We got major ADD. We got major ADD. Hey, back in the islands, we didn't care about it. We said, "Oh, there's another sunset. Oh, another sunrise. Oh, there's the ocean. Okay. Wait, there's ships coming over. Wonder what? Hey, there are people coming off of those ships. They want us to do what? They want us to work?
To work?
Work?
Why?
Why? Life's good. Look at this.
I have experienced the Hawaiian attitude towards work
Yeah.
firsthand. I was there on the island. It was about 9 years ago. And we had this job where you would go and look at houses for mortgage companies, and you would get paid in Hawaii, pay $15 a house. You literally just drove up, took a picture, verified that it was in good condition and that it was occupied, and then you moved on to the next one. In an easy day, you could do 30 or 40 of them without really even pushing yourself. And I got this couple to start working for me, and they had about 200 houses to get done. And so I gave them, and they calculated how much money they were going to make, and they were excited about it. And then the next day they went out, they worked, they did 50 houses, and then they stopped working. They didn't turn anything in for 4 days. And I'm like, this stuff, it's on a time schedule. It's got to get done. And so I call them up. I'm like, is everything okay? Did your car break down? You need help? They're like, oh, no, we just did as much as we needed to pay our bills. And then, so thanks. You can give that work to somebody else. And I'm like, what?
They didn't even let you know.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off for a second. I was like, oh, okay. So I had to go hire other people that would do the work. But it was just really funny. It's like, oh, no, we got as much as we needed out of this. So we're done for now.
Yeah, that's just like looking at the coconut tree. My dad used to say, hey, there's enough coconuts there. I just take one. I said, yeah, but how about harvesting all these other ones? Nah, it's going to be there all the time. By the way, I like to play this song on my ukulele. Oh, what? You going to give me money to play on the ukulele? That little... Hey, yeah, that little guitar you got there. Can you play us a song? Oh, sure. La, 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 la. You got more money. Oh, okay. I don't have to work for that. No, if I keep saying that, a lot of them, if there's Polynesian people out there, they say, hey, brother, hey, that's not for real, man. We're not like that. We're resourceful. Yeah, but if you can do it the easy way is the best way. You know what I mean? So, hey, life is good. Okay. But yeah, doesn't work here in the mainland. No, doesn't work in the mainland, man.
I like what Snow Up Animity said in chat. Procrastination is not really my problem. I get asked a lot, how? I have no idea. Things just happen. So that was useful. I like that. Things just happen. You just do it. You just do it. Just like Leonard McClunsky advises us. You just go out, you do the things. Then you don't have to worry about the things.
Yeah, it's there.
Absolutely. That is the key. It's part of that mindfulness attitude is that you pick one thing, you just do it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything else. Be in the moment. Do this. Focus your attention to that one thing. And then when it's done, you don't have to think about it anymore. And then you can properly focus your attention on the next project. And then you focus on that one. So it's this idea that you can multitask is nonsense. We're horrible at it.
Yeah.
What you end up doing is instead of doing 10 things really well, you'd end up doing 10 things poorly all at the same time. So, but how do we? That's the thing. I think is the big question is knowing what to do first, and so then we throw ourselves kind of in this analysis paralysis, where we're like, I don't know.
Oh, I like that. I
don't know what to do. I don't know what to. You focus. Well, what if I'm doing this tour? Whatever. It really doesn't matter. Ultimately, what matters is just getting the stuff done.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with everything going on in the world, because you have your own bills to pay, you got your own things to worry about. And then, of course, the collapse of society. And as we continue to spiral into, an Orwellian police state, you still have those concerns. But, you still got to pay the water bill on Tuesday. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
It really comes down to what is it that you have. I always tell people, what is it that you have control over directly? what do you have influence over, and what do you have no influence over?
So, Rodney, don't you think sometimes I think we work away from pain. We work to get away from pain, you know. I mean, you know, if you're going to get that done, but you want to do this, I remember that. See, Saturdays at my house when I was growing up, my house wasn't even my house. It was my dad's house. You know, it says, if you don't get that done, this is going to happen to you. Yeah, but I want to do this. Hey, maybe you can just kind of push the limit, you know, but you try to do things like go away from pain. And the pain was my dad coming home and smacking you in the head, you know. Yeah, tell you, hey, you don't get that done. How can you not? Well, that's not my dad's voice. Actually, that's my mom's voice. My mom is the one to work away from mom's pain she's going to give you if you don't get that done. But then you mess around for a while, you know, hey, life's good. But then next thing you know, there's a time that's clicking. The clock's clicking, man. When mom gets home, you're going to get it, you know.
You wind it down.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you bring up a good point. I think,
work away from pain.
Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, they all talked about this concept that we are always either avoiding pain or obtaining pleasure.
Yeah, that's it.
Primary motivation is avoid pain, obtain pleasure. And a lot of motivational speakers today have cued in on this, and this is sort of become a predominant theme. But if you look at the way the world is going, they have found that avoiding pain is a higher priority in your brain than obtaining pleasure. You know what I mean? That's why they use fear and all that. Instead of rewarding you for doing something good, they want to punish you for not doing what they want you to do. So they create that fear, and really it immobilizes you because you're so worried about not getting hurt that you stop pursuing things that bring you pleasure.
Yeah. And the thing is about their tactics is it doesn't produce the best results for them. And you would have thought that they would have figured that out by now. Maybe they have. Maybe that's why this Agenda 2030 thing has happened. They figured out they need better results, but they still don't have a good plan. They have no idea what the human animal is. I don't even know if they're humans behind this. You know, AI, is it aliens? Who knows? Vampires? I'm up for anything at this point.
I like vampires.
A rock on the ground is behind it all. I mean, nothing's going to surprise me. Nothing's going to shock me. It's insane. All the steps they've taken are absolutely insane.
Oh, I thought it was funny when NASA came out, basically said, "Yeah, UFOs are real. We're not sure where they come from. Here's all the stuff," and it didn't even bat an eye to anybody. I mean, nobody. It didn't cause any kind of concern. You know, forever they were saying, "Well, we couldn't reveal this information because it would be widespread panic," and it's like no one panicked at all when they revealed. Most people didn't even acknowledge it. It was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, whatever."
You know why I didn't care? I've seen dozens of UFOs throughout my lifetime. And I've watched, like everybody else, I watched a bunch of videos and read books trying to figure out what the hell these things are. I've got nothing solid. I'm tired of the topic. I'm at the point where I'm angry about them. I'm like, I see you, motherfuckers. What are you? I'm sick of this. You're in my sky.
Just come down and look at whatever you're going to do. You know, you want to hang out, be friends, or if you just want to stick things in my butt, I don't care.
Just do it.
Let me know what's going on. I just want some answers.
And there's also two other factors. No trust for the media, no trust for the government. So it's sort of like, oh, these guys are lying to us again.
Yeah, that's definitely a part of it. It's like, okay, you've lied about so much. Why, maybe, what are you doing this now to just throw out disinformation and confuse the issue even more?
Yeah.
Or make it go, in some way, kind of make it go away, I guess.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing the things, man. You see them in Ohio a lot. I've seen them in Florida, and I've seen them in Arizona as well. But Ohio, a lot. And it's just a thing. I don't even care anymore. I've seen them so many freaking times.
Yeah.
But I think most people have seen them. I actually think it's the flip of what we're told. I think more people have seen them than haven't seen them.
Yeah,
That's-
but there's been that stigmatism placed on it that if you see it, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you believe what you saw, that you're crazy. That's the
Yeah.
strangest thing to me, is that
Mhm.
we're being inundated with these ideas that seeing isn't believing. That, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
yeah, you're not. No, you're not. It's like it's an entire ghosting program going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a campaign, an ongoing campaign for many years to create scientific illiteracy, linguistic illiteracy. I can sit here and rant for about 2 days straight about words that online dictionaries have changed the meanings of.
Oh, yeah, that is a huge thing going on.
It
right
makes
now.
me rage, Rodney. I get really angry. It's been going on about at least 15 years. They've changed major words that everyone. Hypothesis doesn't even exist in our language anymore to most people. Everything's a theory now. And when you say, when you're telling somebody about an actual scientific theory and they say, well, it's just a theory. And then I say, yeah, it's a theory. They don't get the significance of that because they think it's a hypothesis. The average person.
They blended the terms and basically eliminated the idea of a hypothesis. That now
So-
it's theory.
Yeah.
Is just
None of those people, which is probably the majority in the USA, none of those people can read a scientific journal and understand even the basic scientific concepts in one of them.
Mhm.
And they argue over nothing, over the meanings of words. I don't know how many, almost all the arguments I get into are over the meanings of words in social media because of that.
Well, you know, it's I did debate all through high school and college, and I've noticed that they've almost entirely eliminated debate from a lot of programs. There's hardly any, but they're not teaching that anymore. And you know, in debate, the first thing you do is you agree on terms. That's the first part, is you say, okay, this is how I define, this is how I'm using this word, and then you agree on it, and then that's how you structure the debate from there. And so by eliminating that discussion, they control the narrative. If you're controlling what the words are, you know, like fascism has been so manipulated and twisted. I mean, ultimately, fascism was basically just you took, the idea was you had socialism and you had capitalism, and fascism was the combination of the two, so that you create basically the state is dictating who's successful in business, because they could use the power of the state to control what businesses were successful and which one weren't. That's fascism. That's all fascism. That's it. And then everything else got added into it. So now fascism is basically just what you call anybody who disagrees with you.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what I do.
because you can't find the original definition of fascism. It's depending on whose version you read. It basically says anybody who disagrees with me is an idiot, and they want to kill
For
you,
real.
and they're horrible, rotten people. And it's like, this is
Don't go to Merriam-Webster for anything.
oh, they're
Period.
Lord, no.
they're the worst.
Yeah.
That word fascism, anyways, is just kind of a hard F. I think you just gotta. You're a fascist. Oh, I'm sorry. You know. So, hey, sorry I had to step away, guys. My the dogs were just going crazy. I just had to check that out. Find
You will
out. Hey, what's
never
going
be
on?
forgiven. You will never be forgiven for your horrendous crime, sir.
Hey, at least I love my dogs, not want to eat my.
Hey, your dogs have priority over this.
I think
Choose wisely.
the
Yeah.
dogs are more wiser than I am, because I think they figured out, hey, they're like little kids, you know. The guy is doing something important. What priority? Make me the priority. I'll be the priority. The dog will be the priority. Watch this. And then they start doing all they're barking, and there's nobody. I think they do that. You ever watch them? They bark and they look. If you're in the house and they're looking out the window to tell them to be quiet, they'll bark and they'll look like, "Hey, is he watching me? Watch this."
Well, I'm convinced that my cats are telepaths.
Oh,
Like
cats
I-
are, yeah.
They rule the house, man. These little guys will jump up here. Like this might happen during the stream too. Like one of them will come up and they'll jump up in front of the TV here and they'll stare at me right into my eyes.
Yeah.
Until I go, treats, it's time for treats, it's time for treats. And then I go upstairs going, treats, 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 it's time for treats. And then I give them treats and
you're not in control. You're not in control. They're the guys, the aliens, you know that. They're like
probably.
That's what the image should come down as, you know, check us out.
That's probably it, actually.
Yeah. It's funny, my mother.
I think so.
Excuse me.
That's probably the case. That needs to be a skit, EK.
Yeah, I think it will because I work on it, you know.
It's so good.
You know, I don't know. I hear all this heavy talking, and I just think about you know, being back in the islands. You know, just things are good. Things are no, it's not. That lifestyle's gone. It's gone, man. You know, that's the reason why a lot of that's the reason why a lot of us Polynesians leave the islands, and we go wherever place like Utah. We get educated. We think we're getting educated, but then we bring the virus back. When I say virus, I'm not talking about COVID. That brain thing, you know. Says, hey, bro, you know what I learned when I went to the university? Let me show you. And then the other Polynesian islanders are going, this guy's all screwed up in the head, man. Let's bring him back to the fold. You know, that's what happens when I go over back home a lot, you know. And I says, hey, you I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if you can hear it. That's the dogs again.
What kind of dogs do you have?
They're mixed, just like me.
Yeah, me too. We're all mutts.
Yeah, we are.
Absolutely.
Mutts are the best, man. We don't care.
Yeah.
The way life is.
That's right.
I'm going to bark at nothing. You're going to come to the window, tell me to shut up, and I'm going to be quiet for a while. Then when you walk away, you say, he's away from the window, bark again. You know, to get you back at the window. Seriously, I think when you start yelling at him, they say, hey, he's joining in with us. He's joining in. Bark louder. He'll bark louder too. You know.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my mom used to tell me that dogs, when they barked at things you couldn't see, it's because they were barking at ghosts.
Oh.
And
women love ghosts.
Yeah.
They love it. The ghost hunter shows are on TV for women. That and the cop shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, us men are the ones who go to jail and prison, so we don't like the cop shows.
and movies like Bloodsport, because what's more of a chick flick than a bunch of big, sweaty, burly men beating the crap out of each other?
You know, you talk about that. I said Jason Moana, all us, well, not me, but all the ones back in the islands. Now he's famous. You know, he's my cousin. That's my cousin. He's one of the family members. Yeah, isn't that cool? No, it's not. No relation, just because you're Polynesian. But that Bloodsport thing, yeah, I know he ruined it all for us common, you know, Polynesian men. Look at me. You know, do I look like Jason? You're not really Polynesian because you don't look like Jason. None of that. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, same thing. Those guys ruined it for all us regular Polynesian guys, you know. Oh man.
Oh, you know, did you? There was a TikTok controversy. There was this guy. I think he was Samoan.
Yeah.
He had a TikTok account. He was just blowing up all over the place. This was the most absolutely one of the most beautiful human beings I think he's ever existed. This dude was just. I mean, like, I'm not gay, but I had some feelings for him. I mean, it was just.
Hey,
this dude was just so perfect. I mean, everything. His hair, his bone structure.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
And I don't know what happened to him. There was some sort of controversy because he was blowing up, and then all of a sudden he got canceled. And I don't know what happened.
Did he make it because of his looks? Was that what the people were going to him for? Why he was blowing up? Because if that's the case, then that's why it didn't last long. Because somebody else hot came along for the women and the gay guys to go.
I don't know. He said something or had some sort of opinion that everybody disagreed with, and he got canceled. Everybody just dumped him. It's like the TikTok kicked him off.
Wow,
And I
TikTok
haven't been able
can't
to
see
find
you.
the story. Nobody's explained what happened to this guy.
Wow, TikTok can cancel you. I didn't know that. The way I see some stuff on TikTok. Wow.
All you got to
boy.
do is say "Free Hong Kong." TikTok will cancel you pretty fast.
That's true.
But you know what's funny about that whole thing about China owning TikTok? They also own all of our media. So it's kind of redundant. Like people are like, don't use TikTok because that's owned by China. It's like, well, so is freaking Hollywood and Washington, D.C. and freaking everything else.
Yeah,
It's like-
almost all your food production is run by China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're worried about girls shaking their butt on a video?
And now it's
You
Bill
need-
Gates.
You need to work on your priorities.
Yeah.
Back. That's right. Yeah.
Now it's Bill Gates, guys. Bill Gates bought it up. And isn't that odd how those farms just sold right over to him? Isn't that odd? He was able to buy up almost all the farms in the country. Then the government turned around and made it to where the farmers who did not sell couldn't afford to sell their crops. They had to dump their crops. So we're probably eating Bill Gates food right now. And that's scary to me.
Oh, we've been eating.
He wants us dead.
For a while.
Yeah.
He wants us dead, all of us, pretty much. We lose. That's how you lose. I'm getting the hell out of this country. You can't even eat the food here.
China. No.
Gosh.
Well, I think it's really cool. I've seen a lot of people are starting to grow their own food. They're
You have
starting
to now.
Yeah.
do their own little farms because you
Better.
can grow quite a bit on even in an apartment. You know,
let me
people
tell
grow
you.
up in 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah. And let me tell you, do that in Utah. That's your sainthood right there. If you can grow food on your front lawn, but not in my neighborhood, man. Everybody has a beautiful manicured green lawn. They look at me, think, what the hell? What you doing? You know? Well, of course they don't say what the hell. They say, what the heck are you doing about growing food using your lawn where it's supposed to be the land that you have? No. You're supposed to have a green lawn. Did you know that? What are you, a communist or something like that? What am I going on with this company?
No, that's a great thing you brought up because that's another one of those ways that us Americans are completely clueless is we're feeding grass. Okay. It's so normal. Like it's been normalized so much in our culture that it's just expected that you do that. But the thing is, grass was not always here. It's like an invasive plant, essentially. And it's spread over the planet because of idiot cultures like this. Whereas you look in Europe, most of the people are growing food. They grow like subsistence plants in their yards and stuff like that. They think we're stupid for growing grass, which we are. People need to get smart in the States. You can't be dumb anymore and expect to have any future. I think before you could Forrest Gump through a decent life in the U.S., you can't. We're not in that world anymore.
You've got to take control and be an active participant in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be even more specific. I'll even say you better have like an internet-based, a web-based income so that you can be mobile, you can go anywhere, and you can make that money as long as you have internet connection. I'll even go that far. Day jobs, that's a trap. You're not getting anywhere. And 99% of day jobs.
Well, I know plenty of people who are basically traveling kiosks and they make really good money and they have the most time off of the people I know.
Yeah.
You know?
Living life.
That's a big part of why we're having a labor shortage is it's not that people aren't willing to work. They're just not willing to work for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in intolerable conditions as well.
You find that there are things you could do online to bring you the same income you were getting before. Only now you just, work a couple hours a day in your home and make as much money as you were, flipping burgers down at the Burger King or whatever.
Yeah, but
why would you not do that?
Yeah, but I like the interaction of people. Let me
sure.
throw that in.
I think
interaction. The interaction we have.
Yeah. Well, I'm in favor of the minimum wage increasing, but because of the markets changing it. We don't need government intervention to improve our lives. If the market changes, then people realize, hey, in order to get good people, I got to pay them more.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you just do it, and people, if you pay them well and you take care of them, they will perform extremely well for you. And that's the other thing, is that companies are realizing that they can't just treat people like revolving door. If you won't do it for $8 an hour, I'll just wait. Somebody else will. Well, now that's gone. That you just don't. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
It's gone. And it's because of the internet. I think it's because people realizing they can take control of their own lives and build a business online, or even elsewhere.
You
just work for yourself.
Yeah,
it's like in the attempt to destroy the American dream, they've recreated it.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my neighbor the other day when I was working in my lawn. She said, "You do a good job. You people always have done a good job working in the landscaping. That kind. It gives you pleasure." But anyways, we started talking about that, the basis when she was a young girl. And how, hey, you work. Doesn't matter how much you pay for. You get paid. You have to work. You work until, that's why you're here on this earth. You were born to work. You work and you contribute. And she was going on with this, I don't know what she's going on and on about. But she said, the young kids nowadays, they want more money and work less. But they don't do the job they're supposed to do. And I said, yeah, I agree with you. And the next thing you know, she's going off about, their priorities, hey, I'm bringing it back. Their priorities are all messed up. These people, all they want to do is stand in front of their phone and shake their behind. Why do you want to shake your behind for? You're not getting paid to get your behind shaken. I said, you'd be surprised, ladies. Some of them get a lot of money for just shaking their behind for 15 seconds. And
yeah.
You
brought up there the work ethic there. I call it slave culture, because work in itself is a sacred thing that a man is supposed to do, or a woman is supposed to do for her family or his family and their community, to make their lives better. And that's something humanity that's what's kept us going for at least a couple 100,000 years. But then about 10,000 years ago, take this number with a grain of salt, because there may be evidence that shows it was 20,000 years that's uncovered later. But we'll just say for now, 10,000 years ago, empires began, and roughly something like that. And they turned these Homo sapien instincts into they exploited them basically. So now, instead of you're now meant to work for your family and yourself and all that, now it's for your empire. Now it's for your king. Now it's for country, for God and country. Even religions also helped make that happen in the empires. They were a big power in the empires. So what they've done is they've exploited natural human instincts, because men worked hard, before empires came along. Some men would have to go out there for a whole day until they find something to kill and bring back, to feed their family. Things like that. Maybe sometimes a lot of the crops that they gathered dried up or something like that. Temperature change in their region, and it was hard work. It was grueling. It was dangerous, but they felt good about it. They would come home and they would come back with food and feed their families and feel good about it. And they were sacrificing for something real. Now we're sacrificing for this invisible fat guy in a fucking $10,000 suit who's in another country or another state of the country, who is snorting coke off of hooker vaginas, and that's what we're enabling. And then he goes and just for kicks, I can make more money if we kill a bunch of people in that country. So I'm just going to go with my party buddy and talk to him and give him a nice paycheck for him to make that so. That's what we are now. That's where we are now. And nothing good can come out of this. All the people trying to reform and try to, could change it. We can make it better. Not in this system, people. I don't believe it can be done in this system.
We
got the result.
Well, so the question is then, how do we change it? And I like this question from Patio Furniture. I'm overwhelmed at the moment. 10 pounds in a 5-pound bucket type. Any words of wisdom? And I think it really comes down to, hey, it doesn't really matter where you start. If that's the question, I don't know where to start. well, then it doesn't matter where you start. Just pick something, focus on it, get it done, whatever it is. You know, if you've decided that you want to change your life, you want to start growing your own vegetables. Well, if you got space, you know, dig up the earth and plant some seeds and start taking care of it. There's plenty of resources out there to teach you how to do this stuff.
Yeah,
And like I said, you can grow tomatoes in a five gallon bucket in your apartment. Just start with one thing.
Yeah, but Rodney, that takes work. I don't want to be able to. Rodney, but that means I have to go to Home Depot and talk to that one Mexican guy about how to get what kind of dirt should I use in a 5 gallon bucket, and then how often should I water it. Then after bringing in, isn't there bugs in this stuff? I don't want to have any bugs, you know. Rodney, what? I know.
Hey, you know, when I was a kid, my mom, we raised chickens and rabbits, and we had
eat them.
We always had kind of some sort of growing some sort of something all the time. Yeah. And I remember half the time, or we grew carrots one year.
Oh, I love carrots.
And they were all basically just the size. They were like they came out just really,
it's like the
really
size of your finger.
Baby carrots is basically all we got. They would, you know, bunch. Basically, we planted them incorrectly is what happened. But anyway, they were still the best tasting carrots ever because I knew I grew them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was excited, even though they were really small. They still tasted really good. And I was excited. Dude, when you grow something yourself and you tend it yourself, it just tastes better. So, you know, anything in life. When you make it, you do it, and it works out and it goes well. Mm-hmm. There's nothing more rewarding than that. And again, it just comes down to just picking something and just doing it. Just decide, okay, if you want to be more physically fit, start doing push-ups every day. Just say, hey, I'm going to do 100 push-ups every day. I'm going to do something. The smaller, the better. Start small and just build on it. You know, by small things, you create great things.
Baby carrots. The concept of baby carrots. Rodney has given us the concept.
I love it.
To be now, every time when I go shopping, I'm going to see baby carrots. I'm going to hold a bag up over my head. It says, "Did you know that I learned the concept of baby carrots from Rodney?"
That's right. Baby carrots and baby steps.
Baby.
God, that was such a great movie.
Oh, no,
you just got to push yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone, not far, just a little bit, just a smidge over that comfort zone. Just
take the baby carrot.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
Before you know it, you're in full beast mode.
No, why? Okay, according to Rodney, what he said, but why is baby carrots more expensive than regular carrots? I don't get that because isn't baby carrots a mistake?
They basically take the carrots that nobody will buy. Because if you go to the store and you buy a bag of carrots, they're all perfect, the same size.
Yeah.
And, you know, but there's a lot of carrots that aren't that size. So some dude figured out, hey, if we just cut them down into these little same size shapes, which is the baby carrot, it's basically just cut up carrots, shaved down so that they're a uniform size so that people would buy them. That's all the baby carrots are.
Somebody figured out that, yeah.
And you know why they raised the price on that?
Yeah.
It's because nobody stopped them. They just do things. They do what
They're
they
willing
want
to pay more money for the baby carrots than the regular carrots because the regular carrots take effort.
You know,
everything. Whereas the baby carrots are all the same size. It's like eating Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
You just open the bag and just start popping them in.
And you know why?
Fast food carrots.
You got to cut the end off.
I'm going to write this down.
And you want to know
easy for you.
How they created demand for it? Is they reached out to the business buddies in their crime ring who own other companies, and they said, hey, in your snack package product, start putting my baby carrots in it. Yeah, no problem, bro. Yeah, you know. And then next thing you know, all the kids are like, I like the little baby carrots because that's all they're being fed.
And the word baby.
Now they get more money out of refuge than they did the original product.
And using the word baby sounds like something really exotic, you know. Baby carrot.
It's so precious.
It's precious. Precious carrots. I'll get no more nutrition from that baby carrot. Where
the
am I going
majority
with
of the
this?
nutrition is in the skin, which they eliminate.
Yeah.
Or just simply for the bragging rights that you could say you eat babies.
When I started dating a gal when I was in the islands, not from the islands, and we call them howlies, but that's another derogatory term. But I remember coming home with a bag of peeled apples. You cut them up and you peel them, and they wear out the skin when Rodney was saying that. And my mom was wondering, well, what, how come this one don't have the skin? The skin is good, And I tell Mom, but, it's more delicious without them. And I said, oh, you waste food. She teach you how to waste food. Don't go her house no more. She teach you. She's peel, that is good for you. Next time you bring home the skin. Bring home skins. I go make something for you eat.
She knew what she was talking about.
But you say,
what
you say, no date that white girl. You stay home. She taking you away from mommy. No, go date her. She teach you wrong things, and that's how we lose the islands. Okay.
And it turned out she was right.
She was right. Take us out of our skins. But I still like the baby carrots concept. I like the baby carrots. I'm gonna remember that. And
the reason why the media here in the States is constantly pushing the concept of cultural appropriation, and they're pushing it on all of us, right? They're pushing it on the guy that went to the party, the Cinco de Mayo party at the bar, and he's wearing the sombrero, right? So he's culturally appropriating, right? Yeah. But the corporations, see, the reason why they are projecting is because they're the ones that are actually culturally appropriating. They make everything suck. Like if you've had a real Mexican taco, it kicks the shit out of a U.S. taco.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The corporate version of everything is synthetic and crap. It's like a dumbed down, tasteless, colorless version of what the original is. That's real cultural appropriation.
Yeah, it's not using the culture. It's when you take the culture and you basically bastardize it and destroy it.
You seen this new one on TV? And I said, what? Sandwich taco. Taco Bell has come out with a sandwich taco. Do you know what a taco is? It's a Mexican sandwich. But we're going to add sandwich. It's called, if you see it, you're going to blow your mind. I was sitting there before I was watching Walking Dead. Bring up the Walking Dead. But I was watching it last night. I said, what? They got this new campaign, sandwich taco, not taco sandwich, because a taco is not a sandwich. And I went, you know what the word taco means? Anyways, it's sandwich taco. They got it. So they got this one black dude eating the sandwich. I said, no, man, this is a sandwich. You know how you have to talk? No, okay. And then they had a white guy going, no, it's a taco. Then they came together. They brought United Nations together and became one. It's a sandwich taco. What a concept, man. The corporate you're talking about. That's right, Greg. Sandwich taco. I'm going to go out.
Well, they're trying to.
Go buy one.
This has become one of the new things in marketing is trying to create a controversy where there is no controversy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's have them argue among themselves.
Yeah, because it gets a lot. Well, the algorithms. It gets a lot of activity is what they're looking for, good, bad, or otherwise. As long as there's activity, that's all that matters. And so, you see brands always trying to find a way to create controversy that doesn't hurt them.
Welcome to those who just came into the stream. Hey, we got ERTs out there. What up, brother?
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. Should have him on the panel sometimes. He's a good conversation. We got Johnny Darko out there saying hello. And
hello, Johnny.
Got P. Miller.
No, I'm trying to say this name. Here, let's put it up here. Snow Up Animati?
Animati?
Do you have an idea how to say this name?
And Amadi?
They're very active on the thread. Is there a difference between appropriating that than cultural appropriation?
Oh, yes. There are many types of appropriation. Sure.
Yeah.
Making something else.
We have to bring our token minority to give us an update on appropriation. UK, what do you have to say?
I don't have much to say on the topic.
I've been here too long. I mean, Rodney knows me more than I know myself sometimes. But yeah, he knows Polynesian. I think he's a shape changer because he's Polynesian. He's hiding behind that concept. I've seen.
I've always told people I identify as Tongan.
Yeah, it does.
I've hung out with enough Polynesian people to realize that I'm probably more Polynesian than I'm willing to. Well, yeah. I actually am. I just whole attitude, everything. I just love it.
Yeah, I have conversations with you when we meet, and I say, I swear, that brother is a brother. Because he says stuff. I mean, there is a certain way. It's not like he's like a Polynesian cholo. He's like, let me tell you. The next thing you know, you got this different voice comes out of him. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just witnessed something that my dad's gonna be a rarity when you go to the mainland, when you go to the white man world. Well, my dad don't say it that way because he's in the military. He's traveled all over the world. But I listen to Rodney and I go, that's him. That's the great one. We must take him back to the islands and put him on the altar and say, we have found him. Speak to us. Speak to us. That's why I consider him the philosopher of comedy, man. He knows it, man.
Definitely. You got an answer, Rodney. It's Snoop Animation is how you say his name.
Snoop Animation?
Mm-hmm.
Snoop?
Like Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. Yep, Snoop Animation.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, okay.
Got another Army tanker here, Billy Spiegel. In the audience there. Talking about Tank there. Tank's an Army. He was an Army tanker as well. Times Arrow Vaporwave was talking about cosmic purple carrots. Maybe those are carrots.
Carrots were originally purple.
Yeah.
And we
really
genetically modified them to make them orange, so they're more appealing. Because they were purple, people associated them more with beets.
Yeah.
And so
I like beets.
So they started playing around with it and got them to turn orange. It's like apples are all basically genetically modified.
Jeez. To be more appealing.
Well, the process that they used wasn't actual modification. That's the GMOs are modified.
Right. Well, they used
breeding,
cross-pollination.
That's the natural way. People who try to argue for GMOs will bring that up as a point, and you say no. That's not genetic modification. Yeah. It's a poor attempt at psyops. What's that, Tank? Sorry.
Well, the carrots used to come in a variety of colors, and the LP people had the orange ones. So exotic. Look at this color splashing on my plate. It's just fantastic. Gotta get more. And all the snacks, the rest of us, we're like, well, I want to eat. Give me an orange carrot.
Tank is freaking me out.
You're roboting.
Yeah, I'm going. Is it only me? Do I hear him? Or is this
He's roboting?
He is the man. He's like modified now.
It reminded me of setting fax machine. Faxes back in the day.
See, cyberpunk. When I get excited about something, I start spouting off in binary, and nobody understands a word that's coming out.
All I see is this screen of numbers going in front of my face. I'm going. Said Tank's talking to me. I must learn how to read it.
The prop metal community can read it.
It's
Yeah.
it's hard getting a good signal outside of the matrix.
Oh, that's just like me driving out of Utah Valley, Happy Valley we have here in Utah. See, Happy Valley is the Mormon country. Okay, anybody who tells you about Salt Lake City, come to Happy Valley. Happy Valley, where the women are beautiful, the men look like Jason Momoa.
All of them.
All of them, yes, beautiful, and your yards are green. Nothing planted as such, just grass, and watered every day. Water. Isn't
Whether
that
we
beautiful?
have it or not.
Yeah, I know. Drought. You see the guy over there, freaking. The ones getting me is the ones when it's raining and they're freaking running their sprinklers on when it's raining. Well,
Yeah. Well, I think that I believe that most droughts in the United States are created by the government.
yeah, the drones
Because
are.
these reservoirs, they run them so low, they don't need to. They just leave them running full blast so they don't collect anything. So everybody thinks, oh, we have a drought, the reservoir's down. No, the reservoir's down because they're not holding the water. It's very simple.
Yeah.
So when we have all these flash floods, like in Utah, where does all that water go? You know, it's like, there's
we've had more
there's a
water
flooding
in Utah
going
than
on.
we've had in decades, and then we're having a drought.
Oh, yeah, he says
How is
no.
this possible? Well,
It's,
because
yeah,
it's artificially created.
it's-
Drives up water prices.
I want to go back to Hawaii. I'm going no. Hawaii's starting
Are
to
you
get all
are you
messed up.
are you in support of the Hawaiian
Sovereignty thing.
independent sovereignty movement?
Okay.
What-
I think it's just that when you talk priority, I think it's because a lot of the people are like sitting around going, hey, I'm bored. Let's make something happen, Oh yeah, what about those white guys? No. This
Let's get all the
sovereignty
white
thing.
people.
Yeah, this sovereignty thing, no. Be like the Philippines. I mean, my mom's from the Philippines. I went to visit the Philippines. You know how the Philippines are now, so screwed up. I mean, I know some people, well, a lot of people would disagree, but the military is left, right? America is actually taking their foothold, if you want to say it, away from. No, if you do that and we go on our own, Hawaii will starve. We need to have a good relationship, but we blame everything on the man. And sometimes the man has a brown face too,
Yep.
Oh.
Hey, they didn't overthrow the queen, the queen of the island of Hawaii, just with white people.
Yeah.
There
Just
was
like the
they had to get
American.
the rest of the island to go with it.
Yeah, they said, "Hey, brother, we'll give you a better hut." Oh yeah, if you follow us, I mean, think about it. It's not all that way. My dad is involved with the political system big time, and a lot of his feedback about the sovereignty thing he says, "Guys, we're gonna kill ourselves." Yeah, we are. They say, "Okay, everybody, pull out." Nothing. Oh yeah, let's go back to the ancient times when we used to run around half naked. You think, oh, okay, that's cool. But there's no utilities, no electricity, no nothing. Nah, a lot of them won't. You're not gonna be happy sitting there playing your guitar or your ukulele without electricity. No, bro, I need some power, man. You think about it. No, I don't think so. It's sovereignty stuff, but
Well,
we have.
It was funny when I was hanging out in Hawaii quite a bit for a couple of years, and I saw the old separatist movement. They always were doing something with it.
Something.
So I stopped, picked up some literature, and got to listen to what they had to say. Because I agree the way the United States appropriated, acquired the islands was a little shady, and
Dole pineapple.
but then when you listen to what their plan is for independence, it's like they just want the United States to go, and then it's like, well, okay, then what do you do when you eliminate the 5 top money-making organizations? I mean, the federal government, the military, U.S. private business that's involved in there. If you kick all of that out, what are you left with? and you basically become a third world country.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to. You know, a lot of people complain about that in the islands, having been living in a third world country situation. I mean, when I was in the military, I mean, you know, we all know that. It's third world, yeah, a lot of. See, that's the thing. There's a lot of people I feel who can go to a third world country, complain and say, "Oh my gosh, look at those people. I'm sorry." Yeah, because you get to go back to your own indoor toilet that flushes because it's clean water. We flush clean water to get rid of dirty water. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And yeah, no, go live like that for a while. Then maybe, you know, you have something to say about that.
I wouldn't live like that. I would go there and I would see, wow, this place is just like we could really do things here. You know, there are no corporations in the way, and you can probably pay off your local government with like $50 or $100, and they're out of your way. You know, and then you can just do what you want. You can build a modern eco community and live in luxury in a place like that. That's where people need to stop thinking like, you know, going where it's already developed means you spend a lot of money. You're getting ripped off on every level, but you can create the things that you want in a developed community somewhere else that's not developed yet for a fraction of the money and live like a freaking king off of it in other countries. I watched the Nomad Capitalist channel on YouTube, and he really shares a lot of valuable data about how you can do things like this, how you can go to different.
There are places in the world that have embraced freedom much more than we have here. We've kind of we're pigeonholing on ourselves by letting the government do more and more and more. And now they're just what they're doing now. I mean, they basically are passing a bill now that allows them to monitor everything you do.
Yeah.
I mean, before, you know, the IRS, it was pretty invasive, you know, with your income, but now they're talking about they want to watch. Well, right now they can monitor any transaction over $10,000, and then they drop that down to $5,000. Now with this new bill,
I'm out of that.
They can monitor every single penny that you spend.
They want more from another bill that they have.
And that they can just arbitrarily, they're just going to be able to say, well, you reported this as income, but we found this, so you have to pay this too.
They have another bill that's in the works that they've talked openly about where they want to be able to monitor everybody's physical, like biological, you know, like your heart rate, your body temperature, all that kind of stuff. Why is that? It's almost like they're trying to track people so that they can see how their experiment is going.
Go figure the fit device. I mean, if you want to get extreme, you know, I mean, you get that. Oh yeah, you know, my daughter's all wound up into that stuff. I said, and I looked at her and said, "Did you know that they're using it to track you?" She said, "Dad, don't bring that kind of stuff up. You know, don't bring it." I said, "No, think about it. If you really, it's real easy. You know, don't tell me that thing on your wrist just only for you on your phone. Where are your phone going?
They're here for your well-being, EK."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they want to track to see how many Polynesians. Yeah, they want to track to see how many Polynesian migrate out of Hawaii. Okay, we're getting rid of them. Get rid of those people. Now let's put the Asian people in there. No, actually, I'm part Asian, so so the thing about it, just they'll track you. Hey, just like you know, get extreme. I think the UFOs we're seeing are actually government drones. They're just putting it out there so they can track.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's been that way.
I would suggest that most UFOs that are seen by people are just government.
Yeah.
Our government aircraft.
Well, there is a project, and I don't know if this is another one of the millions of bullshit stories, but there allegedly is a project in the military years ago where they had like some sort of holographic technology that appeared to be solid. And that's what some people believe the UFOs are. It's just holograms. It's a PSYOPs project.
Just shooting it up there.
There was also another one going around where they could beam, which this technology I've seen does exist, where you can beam sound to a specific location within a certain range. There was one, they called it the Voice of Allah, that they were apparently testing out in the Middle East on, on so-called insurgents, whatever, terrorists, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they were testing out on them where they were saying they could beam this voice to somebody from 2 miles away right into their head. Nobody else can hear it standing next to them.
Oh.
And they believe they talk like it's Allah speaking to them. Like, I am Allah, I'm speaking to you. And they were apparently allegedly testing that kind of tech out. So, why couldn't they, if they have this tech? I don't know. I think that they don't have most of the tech that they show off on super weapons and all these shows and all that stuff. They're puffing themselves up like a puffer fish. They want us to be afraid. That's why Joe Biden came out and said, you can't overthrow us unless you got them F-15s and you got nuclears.
Come on, man.
But did
What are you thinking, Greg? Come on.
Because of the mandate on the vaccine with the military, there was 15 just over the weekend. 15 fighter pilots quit because they're officers. Officers can resign their commission at any time. They can just say I'm done, and they're out.
Yeah.
15 fighter pilots. It costs billions to train one of these guys to do what they do.
Oh yeah.
And they are quitting. So.
Honestly,
they're hoping that they think they're going to be able to use against the American people. A lot of them, haven't forgotten that they're also American people, and they're just walking away.
Yeah.
So,
well, honestly, I'm surprised the military didn't get the inoculations first, because I spent 5 years in there, and dude, they threw all sorts of wacky, crazy, experimental medical tech. Like, we were human trials.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
They did a lot of that, like they were like, oh yeah, we're trying this drug out for smoking cessation to get people to quit smoking. And then like a year after, like a whole bunch of the Army guys went through it, they had all their side effects, stuff like that. Boom, it's an advertisement on television.
Yeah. You know why?
Yeah.
You're GI.
Yeah.
I remember my dad saying, you got that stamp on you. You belong to the government, baby.
Oh,
you're
dude,
a government issue. You're GI, man. When you're still in.
Dude, I got just about every shot they had, man. I'm like impervious to pretty much everything at this point, except smallpox. I didn't qualify for that one, but I got anthrax, so I can hang out with Keith Richards.
Yeah, when I was in the Marine Corps, we did a little thing. We just because we touched down in the Philippines we were flying to Thailand. Yeah. We touched down in the Philippines. We were there for less than an hour, and because of that, we had to get like 17 shots just to go into the Philippines, and then another. Yeah. But I mean, it took like 4 months to get all the shots. We got shots every Friday for 4 months.
For real.
To go over, just to go to Thailand for a month.
Yep.
And it was after that I developed allergies and all kinds of have this persistent dry cough throughout my whole life. Mm-hmm. I've been to several doctors, and they all just say, "Hey, yeah, you have a cough."
Oh, thank you. Ching ching.
That was it.
Well, old buddy of mine
prescribe you cough medicine for the rest of your life. I'm like, I don't mind.
Old buddy of mine died from stuff they tested on him. He was in the Army, and after getting some shots, immediately he started getting all kinds of. I mean, it was a whole list of all these problems, and got to be where he had to walk with a cane. I think he lived about 18 years after getting out of the Army before he finally died, and he was a mess, and he knew it was because of that. I don't think he ever was able to, of course, sue or anything. I know another guy who got the Saudi syndrome. Got the Saudi syndrome or was it? I think that was Saudi syndrome, where he sweats profusely all the time. His skin's red and irritated, constantly sweating. Fucking awful shit, man.
So the question is, let's go back to it. What can you do with all this craziness going on?
I hate this question.
How do you prioritize? Because that's one thing is that we've gotten this attitude that by just liking and sharing stuff on Facebook that we're some sort of an activist.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm making a difference.
No.
I commented on that guy's post.
Yeah. Very rarely are we making a difference. Yeah.
Well, it comes down to it. Well, what you got to decide, what do you do with your own life? What can you do in your life? No, first of all, that you're being lied to all the time. And so you have to just decide, how do I live my life so that I don't become overwhelmed by all this?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I've been trying to point out to people. It's like, well, look, there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on that that has nothing to do with you ultimately, or at least but being aware of what's going on and knowing how not to participate in it, at least not give it more power. And part of that is by not being fearful, not being easily manipulated, and just start putting your life together and just start living your life and enjoy it. It could be over at any minute. I mean, they could just push a couple buttons and half of us are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the threat of nuclear holocaust never went away.
No.
In fact, if anything, it's more worse than before. With dirty bombs floating around. I mean, after the Soviet Union collapsed, they had all kinds of crap that we still have no idea where it's at. We know that there are nuclear bombs that they can carry around that we cannot even detect.
Yeah.
I'm not so concerned. I'm not concerned about nuclear bombs or any of that, to be quite honest. It's always been about posturing. After they used the first two, they've never needed to be used again. They just had to show the world how the technology works. And after that, nobody wanted to use it because you want to occupy a country, not destroy it.
Oh, yeah.
You want the resources, you want slaves, you want all that stuff. You don't want to destroy it. And it'll be like, 100 years or more before it's even useful again. And also, even these crazy, even the crazier world leaders, which they're all nuts, they're all completely Fruit Loops, but even the worst ones know that their country will, there's nowhere on the planet that you're going to be safe from a fallout. If you nuke a country, that much area, the whole planet's fucked. Nobody wants that, even the crazy guys. Unless you back them into a corner, that's the only time I would be worried. Is if the people strike back enough, and one of these scumbags knows he's going to go up anyways. He might just be like, "All right, fuck you guys." There's stuff like that maybe, but I'm worried about the stuff that we don't see. And like what Rodney said earlier about those Air Force officers, pilots who left.
Yeah.
Resigned. That's already planned for. The people behind this stuff, like I'm nobody, and I've seen the psychological studies of how soldiers think about certain stimuli, react to certain stimuli in wartime and all this stuff. Most don't want to attack their own countrymen. And so what I'm worried about is that because of how desperate Mr. Biden seems to be lately and all of his threats that are coming out, and I don't think that the globalists have injected enough people for their plans in this country, and they're getting desperate. That means strong action. That means very forceful action. I go a little bit further, I guess, more into detail, but I agree with what Rodney said, but I think I go into more detail. What I personally want to do is I want to get out of this country until it's stable enough again, and then maybe return. Because nobody, even the patriots right now, who want to protect this country, you don't know where the attacks are coming from next. They're using technology we don't even understand yet. And it's best to get out. And let's say you want to fight and take back your country. I'm not saying I do, because this country, honestly, I don't have any national allegiance. This country treated me like shit. This government, I have allegiance to people who are good people, wherever they are on the globe. I don't care where you're from or any of that. If you're good people, you're my people. And so essentially, I want to get out, get somewhere safe, and watch it from a safe place, and then see what to do. So I would advise those who actually want to fight, take back their country, get out, get somewhere safe, get intel before you make any decision on what you're going to do, because everything's too unstable. We don't have enough intel right now.
Yeah. But again, not having all the information is no reason for you to panic or be full of fear.
Right.
Mhm.
Again, do what you can do. Find ways to take care of yourself. Put some, put a little food storage away. Go put some. You don't need a. One thing that we have a problem with is we think I need 2 years of food storage, but you got to realize that it's not 2 years of food storage of the amount of food you eat now, because we eat way too much. Yeah. Especially Americans, we waste so much food. It's surprising how little food you actually need every day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that long to put together a little storage. Because, when things, look, they can shut down the freeways in a heartbeat. I mean, you could shut down, you close down I-80. I mean, look at what happened when that bridge in Memphis.
Yeah,
that thing was falling apart, and they had to close that down.
Yeah, and everybody felt like they were caught like rats. We're trapped like rats. Or
imagine if they do that, and they take out, you take out 4 strategic bridges across the United States, and you just completely hobble everything.
Yeah,
and then you're not getting food for days. Most supermarkets, if they didn't restock every day, would be out of food within 3 to 4 days, completely.
Yep.
Even faster if there's a run on it.
Yeah.
I remember we had to deal with the whole toilet paper thing. I don't know why. I think that was I think that was part of it. I personally think the government created that.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to get people panicking, so they wanted to make it feel, but they didn't want to go full on panic. So I thought, okay,
it's a test.
Let's just do a little test. Let's see what happens if they can't wipe their butt properly.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
When I was in Hawaii, I was there during the tsunamis to visit my family, and I tell you what, because the concept, people don't look beyond where they're at. A lot of people in Hawaii, I mean, we got a beautiful place. Yeah, right. But you know what? We're isolated, or they're isolated, and they don't understand that they need to take care of themselves. Anyways, they went to Costco and talk about the run on bottled water. Everybody was standing by the loading docks. No joke. I was standing by, going, "Are you serious, guys? Hey, brothers and sisters, relax, man. No, man, you gotta stand in line for the water. The water coming in the bottles. If we don't have that, we don't have drinking water. It'll be cheaper if you go get a bigger freaking 5-gallon container that's over there. That's cheaper, and go home and fill it up. Go buy a bunch of them, fill them up, and put it, on the side for drinking. But no, we gotta have this bottled water, and it was cracking me up because they said this one is on sale, but this one's not on. No. You can drink water. Just go get look, $1 something for those containers, and you're spending like $10 for bottled water. Once you do that, and I told that to my niece, and she goes, "That's pretty smart, Uncle Ike." Guess what? She goes and walks to the loading dock area and stands there. She's this little cute girl, and she's waiting in front of everybody. I said, "What are you gonna do?" She goes, "Watch this." She goes, "Oh, my mommy told me I need water. Can you get me a case of water, mister?" And all of them said, "You have to wait in line, right?" The guy said, "Oh, okay, little girl. Let me go carry it, put it into a cart for you. Here you go." She said, "Thank you. I'm glad you care about my family like I do." And she turns around, walks away, and I start laughing and said, "Oh, you little." But people don't understand. They need to be more resourceful of their own. Be in control of your own situation. And I know the big government, I feel like you got, like Greg was saying, but there's ways of alleviating the stress of your own household, being prepared your own self, But don't go crazy like some of the guys. We got to have like a year in the basement of food. So what happens if you have to leave your shelter, your home? Your shelter.
Yeah.
That's where the intel comes in. You got to know what you're up against. How can you prepare for something you don't even understand?
I live in earthquake country right next to the San Andreas Fault. And if that fault has a major slip, we're cut off
slide in.
from California resources. We're largely cut off from California resources. We would have to rely upon imports from Arizona, Nevada, in that direction, right? So, and living in earthquake country for most of my life, I found that, it's just good. If you have a month's worth of supplies of what you would eat normally, that's 3 months of good eating.
Oh yeah.
And I've had one winter where I lived in an RV park, and things went completely south, and I lived off of those supplies because the mountains kept getting shut down. The grocery store was largely empty. This was just a natural disaster. It was a really nasty storm, and I lived like a king, with prepackaged, freeze-dried, sometimes magically, scientifically engineered for my nutritional needs foods. But
yeah,
I made it
you're
through.
a tank guy. You're a tank guy. You guys are tough, man.
Oh, we try.
Yeah, you live in a tank. If you had to live in it,
Well,
think about that.
They say that you're only as familiar with the tank as many places as you've hit your head. And I can tell you, I am a bona fide master level expert.
Yeah. I mean, my dad was in the Army, and I've gone in. You know how they have Armed Forces Day, and they bring the kids, and you guys go, hey, come on up. You can go deuce and a half, go sit in it. You can drive this kid when you get old enough to be, recruited. But I remember going into, I forget what kind of tank it was, but I thought, man, this is tough. This is cool, But when they shut the lid, I went, I'm freaking out.
That's how I found out I was claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Was in the driver's hole late at night during a gunnery. Okay. The heat was on. The air was stale and stinky. And it was a long day. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. Am I having a freak out? I am. I'm freaking out. And I remained composed. Like if you looked at me through a camera or something, like cramped into a tiny little driver's hole, you would have think that I had just kind of frozen up. But on the inside, I was like in a movie, like screaming, hitting on the walls, just in my mind, like you got to get out of here, got to get out. But yeah, that was fun. But still, I loved it so much. I fought tooth nails stay in that driver's hole. I mean, come on now, dude, driving a 70-ton beast. You're going down the tank trail 45 miles an hour. And then you hit that ditch and you catch air.
I don't know how you guys did it, man. That's just like putting me into this can of Mountain Dew. If there's no Mountain Dew, I'm gonna freak out inside. Open the lid, let me out of here. I belong out. But yeah, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how you guys do it, but you guys did.
That Mountain Dew thing right there, EK. I think I refer you to Rodney's video where he talks about going through. When one door closes and another door opens.
Yeah.
See, like if look at that Mountain Dew as that door, you're afraid of going outside that door, but I guarantee you step outside that Mountain Dew door out into the world of health, and then you will be like, you'll be like, oh, I'm outside now. This is great. There's opportunities. You'll be healthier.
Yeah.
You won't want to go back in.
Mountain Dew is nasty for you.
Yeah, I know.
I know it tastes good. But you know how you want to hear the secret to overcoming Mountain Dew?
Yes.
Honeydew melon. If you
mean the fruit itself?
melon, and if you want to add some little carbonated water to it, you will surprise yourself.
You know what? I'm not making fun of that because I tell you, anybody said you're a good guy, you're not addicted to anything. You Polynesian guys are happy. I mean, I use the Polynesian thing, but overall as a person, but the devil has me. I mean, it is. I mean, when I go, I say, I'm not going to drink no more. You don't have control over me. Then next thing you know, oh my God, my head. Please, somebody get that guy out of my head that's chopping down that anvil and that, pounding like that.
Cigarettes have been my battle.
Yeah.
nasty. But I'd like to elaborate a little more on what I was talking about the intel earlier. So if you look at what's going on right now and you have a decent idea of who's behind this stuff, you look at, they've got new tactics they're employing that we've never seen before, but then they have tactics that we have seen before repeated throughout history that they're using right now too. The ones that we know that they're implementing shows us very much the tactical mind behind who's doing this stuff and can give us a decent idea of what's coming. I don't think having extra ammo and I don't think having dried foods and stuff is going to ultimately be enough. That's why I'm getting the hell out. Because I think quite soon we're going to have Stalin 2.0, Mao 2.0. I like bringing up this quote. I got it off High Impact Flicks, Grease Monkey videos on YouTube. He's got a lot of good data on there. Brian is his name, I think. He brought up a Bill Clinton quote that said, a tyrant can only rule through fraud and force. And once the fraud is exposed, all that's left is force. Now, it looks to me like Biden is, like, the fraud's being exposed very widely. And he seems very desperate. They all seem very desperate. So that's telling me things could get bad. Now, let's go a little deeper. We're entering winter time right now. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody be in fear right now, but a little bit of fear is kind of healthy because sometimes it'll make you make survival decisions you won't normally make because we're all dumbed down from our instincts in this corporate society. You got to know things like, for example, you need to be in fear of this stuff enough that when your career that you've been working at for 2 decades, 3 decades, that's paying for your mortgage and all that, when they say you've got to get injected or you lose it, you lose your career. Yeah. You got to be afraid enough of that injection to say, I'm finding another job. I'm going to go through the next 2 months, 6 months, whatever it takes of struggle, but I'm not going to get that job. If you're going to stay in this country, these are the kinds of things I think you're going to have to do if you want to survive. I don't know that this is going to endure. And honestly, I don't think the globalists are going to win in 2030 like they are planning. I think that their plan's already backfiring on them in certain ways. I think they're going to do a lot of damage in the process. So I think the smart thing is to survive this initial damage that might be coming. That is probably coming, I'm going to have to say. So that's why I'm saying I want to get out of the country. It is just there's a lot, like I said, there's things we don't know that they're attacking us with. Here's something else I don't know if you guys know about, but in 2008, Pfizer had got a patent on aerosol delivery of this mRNA technology, because initially every time the mRNA would come in contact with air, water, or anything basically outside of the body, it would die, so it couldn't be spread. But they developed a system of spreading the spike proteins, spreading this outside the body so that it would survive for a while. And they created an aerosol delivery. Now we can see not enough people for their plans have been injected. So what I would do if I was an evil guy with this fucking plan, using the art of war, is I would do all these things that Biden's doing to outrage people, so that they will get in large groups. The ones who are the rebellion will get in large groups and protest, and then put out the aerosol bioweapon through aerosol delivery into these crowds. There you go. Now you just got rid of most of your rebels. Now you bring in forces from other countries who don't have the problem of, because they're not going to attack a lot of them won't attack their own people. A lot of times they're going to bring people over that they have completely subjugated, completely under their control, and who won't care about Americans in their hometown, or there's no hometown there. These are the things I'm worried about. These are things that you can't plan for as a single person. And it's not like we can get together in a massive group using the internet and all this stuff, because it's all controlled and it's all monitored. And so what do? I say you get the fuck out. You live now and then worry about what you're going to do later. It's my whole mindset of it.
Yeah. And now the episode of Walking Dead. No. Wow.
That's not even a joke, EK.
I know. when you're saying that, that's the thing about having the mind of a comedian, if you want to say that. Whatever thinking.
I'm just a troll, so I
Yeah.
think shit like that anyways.
I've got stuff in this head that I'm scared to even let out, that thinking about also, being, especially if you're prior military. I mean, Rodney and Tank would know that for sure, definitely. It's just how, things operate. And it's scary because you'd say evil person sitting around thinking, I mean, go take it from there. Creative evil person. That's the thing. It's scary because they will know, like, hey, I could do this. You could do that. And the concept may be a concept, but then become, for real. If you go from take a step towards it and go, okay, I can do this because it's been done one, and I can do it. Okay, yeah, yes, I can. But
at step one
yeah,
is when it starts to go bad. The difference between a builder and a destroyer is step one. It's all about approach. How is a destroyer going to approach any kind of problem that needs to be solved or anything? They're going to fucking destroy things. How is a builder, how is a creator going to approach it? They're going to create something. And we have a society, we have many societies on this planet now, these super consumer societies that are led by destroyers. And the culture, the modern culture is a destroyer culture, destroying family unit, destroying community, destroying all of our
no more heroes.
Culture. No more heroes.
Villains are all relatable.
Villains. Yep.
yeah.
And that's what you get. And then what that does is like the rednecks here in Ohio like to say, shit runs downhill.
Yeah.
So basically, when you have that at the top of society saying it's okay to be a scumbag, in fact, we want you to be, and here's all the incentive in the freaking world to be a piece of shit. It's an act of rebellion to be a good person, and it is a struggle to be a good person. I'm broke right now. I think that's going to change this year. We have some amazing projects that we're launching, and I think that's going to change. But the reason I'm still broke at my age and being out there traveling the country and networking for many years is I didn't give up my integrity.
Yeah.
I didn't steal.
Yeah.
I didn't destroy. And it made it take longer. It was harder. But I grew through that trial by fire to be a better creative, a better team leader, and all these different things that we're not taught to do. So in essence, our enemies are strengthening us if we allow them to. Otherwise, they're weakening us. You have to change your mindset, your approach on things. And I'm looking at it like this. Hey, I hear some of those other countries I'm looking at are beautiful this time of year. I've seen the U.S. I've been all over this country. Some of it's beautiful. A lot of it's shit. Just like every country on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
And also just like any town or city you can move to, some people are going to hate you, some are going to like you, and a lot of them will be indifferent to you. It's just like everywhere.
This is why movements like Comicsgate, which is that mentality of, bring good quality entertainment just for the sake of fun. Try it, stick it, see if it sticks to the wall. You've got crazy stuff, going on over there, but that mentality of not allowing the destroyers to rule our entertainment, and it's spreading. It's over in the tabletop gaming community right now. It's spreading through the entertainment industry, through actors and whatnot. People are getting tired of the nonsense. They're creating like good quality, awesome content, like Rodney Norman here, and Jim Meskimen, and fun stuff for the whole family. You know what I mean? That gives me a little bit of hope. I like it, and I like to focus on that too.
You gotta have
perfect lead in to talking about some projects we got going on. I've been chatting with Greg, and we are putting together a movie about my character Leonard McCrunsky to do exactly what Tank's talking about. Let's start putting some positive things out there into the world. Let's start creating some content that people want to watch, want to enjoy. Do it with some high quality, great writing, obviously incredible performances.
Yeah, Rodney's Comedian Network they're gonna be making appearances. He's gonna be pulling some of the heavy hitters in his network to play characters in this movie too. This is gonna It's going to be amazing. I personally am a huge fan of Leonard McClunsky. That's how this all started, actually. I reached out to Rodney because to me, he's the comedian right now. Right now, this is exactly what people need right now. And it's because not only is he doing something that's just fun, which there are some other comedians doing that, and I watch them as well, but he's actually giving some real simple wisdom as well, and really positive, good wisdom. And mixed in with it. So that takes it even further to the next level. Now, you know, what that means is we got to work harder to make the right movie for this character, because Hollywood's got a comedy formula. And as we see, it really doesn't work. They haven't produced a good comedy movie in years, but their formula is real simple. It's really quick, easy shots with the camera. It's really cheap ass stuff, how to do it as cheap as possible and throw in some titties and a bunch of F-bombs. I mean, I cuss like a sailor in real life, but it doesn't mean I want to produce movies and music and stuff. In fact, I'm writing lyrics for songs right now. None of them have the F word in them. There's no need. The movie probably, I don't know. I'm sure that maybe the movie will have, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be PG-13, whatever. It's no idea yet, but we're not setting out to be edgy, you know, and flash titties on the screen to go, oh, titties, you know, who doesn't like some titties? But still, we're here for comedy. We want it to feel good, and we want it to be funny. And that takes work. It takes development. And we're going to do it.
Yes, we are. It's going to be, we've been batting around some ideas for scenes. And we've got the general storyline going. I don't want to expose it right now, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we have, this is the other part. We have an NES game being developed by Greg that's in the same vein. I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same storyline, but it's the idea that Leonard goes around and fixes problems with logic and reason, and people are amazed. And it's actually just very simple logic and reason that everybody already knows. Leonard just reminds them, and that really is the key to Leonard. Is it's not breaking any new ground. He doesn't say anything anyone's already ever said, but just the way he delivers it, it reminds you, oh yeah, I knew that. And that's anybody wants to know what the secret to doing it is, that's it.
Yeah.
And I it was funny because Socrates used to always talk about how he says, I can't really teach you anything you don't already know. You already know this stuff. I might remind you that you know this stuff, but the world, and as you're living your life, you forget this stuff and you start focusing on things that don't matter, and you start bringing a lot of disappointment into your life because you're pursuing things that don't really matter that much. And when you finally realize that and you stop doing that, you find that you actually already are happy. You actually already have almost everything you could ever want or hope for or desire in this world. You got family, you got friends, you got a roof over your head, you got food to eat, you got clothes to wear. You should be happy. You should. I mean, think about how many people have lived their entire lives and haven't even had close to any of that.
Mm-hmm.
People in the world right now who don't have any of that. Just living in the United States, you already are in the 1% of the entire world. We shouldn't be upset. We shouldn't be full of anger. We should be grateful for what we have and want to spread that joy to everybody else. But for whatever reason, we've been convinced that we're living in a horrible, horrible land, but we aren't. We aren't. And there's a lot of other places that have woken up to that, and they're being ignored. Like, oh no, you don't want to go down there. You don't want to live there. That's a horrible place to live. More you talk about Mexico, I'm like, there's, other than the drug cartels, but as long as you're not, drug cartels don't want to kill you, only if you're disrupting their business.
Honestly, if you look at how they're handling Agenda 2030, It's better to be under their reign than into this U.S. freaking government right now.
At least there, you know exactly where their stand is.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And they're not trying to get you injected with a bioweapon or anything like that either. They just keep business going. That's what they want. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe we'll have trouble with them if we go there. I don't know. There's going to be problems about anywhere. I want to deal with problems that I can kind of understand. I'm not a world destroying person, so I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It seems like there are people who just, like you said, destroyers. People who just they want power and control for the sake of having power and control. And they will destroy anyone who will stop them from getting it.
Well, I think I've been a bit too negative for a little bit. We got people in the chat not wanting, I think, to talk about this topic. Maybe we could get on to something a little more positive. I think the movie is a very positive thing because that's something that this community is growing right now, whether you guys know it or not. This project is going to happen because of you guys that love Rodney's work. And, you know, you want to support the way you can support and make some real entertainment happen. You can super chat here in his stream. You know, if you super chat something, he'll read it as Leonard. You know, you want to hear him say something specific, super chat him, and he can do that. Or you can just super chat anything you want. He's going to be running an Indiegogo campaign in the very near future to raise money to make the movie. And you'll be able to help that way by buying his NES game that he's going to be launching really soon. He's going to have that campaign, you know, by backing that.
Dude,
you can make it happen.
With a cartridge. Like if you could pull out the old NES, brush off the dust, plug it in, and play a legit new game for your old school system. I mean, I'm sorry, I geek out on that.
Me too.
I think that's just fun.
That's why I got into it, to learn how to make these games and stuff, and got a partner out there, JW, you see out there in the chat. He's the guy doing the coding and such. I'm doing the art and the music. That's why I got into it, because, man, that's the NES era is awesome. So is the Sega Genesis era. But the Sega Genesis era was really cool too. Probably make one of those games in the future too. But it's just the idea that it's 2021 and you can get a brand new NES game that plays in your system, and it comes in the real packaging, just like an NES game, cartridge, the handbook. It's unreal. It's very cool. So that's why I've got into it, because I want to produce that. It's actually a big community too, the homebrew.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome.
I could actually show some images from it if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let me bring them up before I turn on my screen share. And these are rough images. We're going to, I always improve the sprites as I go. But here is, I'll go ahead and show the Leonard McClunsky sprite here. This will be a little teaser. Now, this game is the adventure genre, like The Legend of Zelda. So anybody who likes Zelda, which is almost everybody who's played an NES, here's your chance to play Zelda as Leonard McClunsky, going around making people's lives better. I think that's really super cool. I got the screen share up. Here's the image of Leonard so far, the sprite. And if you don't know what a sprite is, it's basically the different animations, different panels of animation. Like the one in the top left, that's oh no, Leonard has died, which that's sad. And he's jumping up in the air like, oh. We may even change it to where he doesn't actually die. He just like goes to sleep or something. There's actually no killing in this game. Like the monsters are trolls and stuff like that. And Leonard,
and instead of killing the troll, you're changing their mood, and so you have to figure out what's the code that will bring the troll to peace and harmony in their life, so they stop being a troll.
It's going to be fun, and it'll play. It'll play like adventure genre, very very similar to. I mean, if you liked Adventures of Zelda, the Adventure of Zelda, then you will really you'll enjoy this too. But it'll be new maps, new types of different. I call them weapons, but Leonard
Tools.
throws. Yeah, they're
Tools.
tools. You know, they're more like emotions actually, because he throws like hearts, like a happy grenade. He throws a sunbeam. Shoots a sunbeam in a line. He's got a rainbow does area of effect damage, which makes all the monsters happy and they go away. And it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It'll be great for the whole family, like for real. I can't wait to get working on this. Right now, I'm raising money so I can get myself the software, so I can come working on this. I have a background in illustration, science fiction, fantasy illustration, comic books, and the like. I've done a couple of covers here and there in the indie scene. I love the indie scene. Them is my peeps.
Indie is where it matters now. Nothing in the mainstream and any entertainment industry matters now. Indie is where the passion and the talent really is. There's a lot of crap there too, but people who are trying to get their thing going in the indies, they love what they're doing, man, and it really shows.
It's everywhere in the indies. It's in the stand-up field. It's in the world of comics. It's in the world of video games. It's in the world. It's coming to the world of tabletop games, which is why Brain Cage is like hustling to get into that market. We got to get a good quality product out there because we want to entertain folks. And honestly, or the editorial process over here, it's brutal, which is great because, as Jim Shooter once said, he's the guy who made Marvel Comics as we recognize Marvel Comics. He said the editor is the first line of defense for the consumer.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good, man.
Yeah, I had to step out. No, there's a lady outside, and she's seriously, it's this elderly lady. She doesn't like the way the yard looks. She doesn't like the way the girl. She's the one with the perfect lawn and like that. And I'm not making this up. I had to go out there and tell her, what are you doing? She's clipping the owner's plants, because you got vines. And it looks, I got to take the camera out and show you guys all this. It looks great. It looks like a little paradise. I think I like it. And I've been grooming it like that. It doesn't look like the traditional, hey, this is great. But she's out there clipping the freak out of and so I had to go out there. This is why I kept looking like this out the window. I go, what is it? She's clipping. So I had to go out there and tell her, and then she thought I was a threat.
Do you realize what's happening right now outside EK? This is a rare sighting of a creator Karen.
Yeah,
I've not heard of a creator Karen in a long time. They're all destroyer Karens lately.
They're an endangered species.
She doesn't like, there's a, there's a part where there is a canopy, okay, and it comes down and the leaves and like they hang, like the vines, and look beautiful. Now there's none because she cut it all off.
I'm fascinated. Ask her what she eats and what's her subsistence animals that she eats and stuff, or is she an herbivore? This is a rare species. Well, we don't know anything about them yet.
From what it sounds like to me, it's Carenatus aestheticus, the creative Karen that goes through and cleans your room when you're not there. That kind of person.
And mommy. The owner of the house is going to get pissed with me, think I did it. I said, no. Until last time she came out when I was working on the fence, trying to fix the fence because it got blown down. And she came over and she just stood there and stared at me. And I said, yeah, how you doing? Aloha, love, aloha. She said, it's about time you got working. What? Now she was out there, and I was wondering why the dogs were barking. That's why I had to leave. I was just wondering, why the dogs? So I went out to check out, and she's like along the. Yeah, she's still out there. The problem with me, and Rodney would know this definitely, and I'll tell you guys this, because of this, not saying because my color, okay? If I ever approach her and make her like she's threatened, she can call 911, call the cops, say, oh, there's a Polynesian man that's trying to threaten me, and I'm out here doing my yard work, and boom, there'll be a cop car right here. I had that happen before.
She won't know you're Polynesian. She'll say, "There's some black man."
Yeah, or Puerto Rican, or last time I just so you're Puerto Rican. You know, this other woman say, "I'm surrounded by elderly people, and they see me." You know, and
Us white guys get it too. I've lived in
Yeah.
a few different black hoods around the country, and I'm always that white boy.
yeah,
You know, I'm always
Yeah,
that
it was
crazy
funny.
white boy.
When
I know what I'm
When
gonna
I was,
leave the mic on. Go ahead, Rodney.
when
Sorry.
I was a kid, my mother, we lived in Orem when I was a child for a
Yeah.
very short period of time, but she had this babysitter that would come and watch us all the time. Was a Samoan lady, and
Oh no.
loved her dearly. You know,
Yeah.
she was great. She was a great cook. Um,
I'm getting
but
hungry.
she would, she would come and watch us kids all the time. And one of the neighbors complained to my mom about it, saying, well, you start letting them come in here to take care of your kids. Pretty soon they're going to get comfortable and they'll want to move in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so from that point on, my mom made it a point to basically she said, take the kids outside more often.
Yeah.
Let the neighbors see you. And my mom and she was just irritated by other people for bringing this up. So,
Yeah.
and my mom, being a
Yeah.
passive aggressive woman that she was, she would just go out of her way to point out the fact that we had a Samoan come over, and then we would throw barbecues, and we'd invite her and her whole family, and
that's not good.
all kinds of things. We eventually moved because the guy who owned the house that she was renting from complained about it. And so she said, okay, we'll just leave. And we moved out the next day.
Yeah.
And this is back when you could just do that. There were
Yeah.
the guy was just stuck. He couldn't rent the place out for another 2 years.
Yeah.
So he lost good tenants because he was like, oh, I don't want these brown people coming around here.
Yeah.
My mom was like, screw you.
Yeah. There's one.
Real.
I'm looking out the window right now. What do I see? Oh, that's kind of a Mormon thing joke. Anyway, no, she's out there sweeping the street. I'm not making this up. I wish I could turn this camera up. Put it on.
We need some more creator Karens in this country, and less destroyer Karens.
She's sweeping the street because of
decided
finding
she
it.
didn't like your yard, so she's just cleaning it up for you.
Yeah, no, I feel now okay because of my kind heart and the aloha spirit that I have.
Yeah,
I just feel bad that she's doing my job because actually,
what you ought to do is make a list of things that you need done. Just go hand it to her and say, "Hey, when you finish that, can you? The garbage cans are getting a little stinky. If you could rinse those out for me."
Karens don't work that way. They have to think they're in charge.
Yeah, they're the ones who think. I thought of it.
Reverse psychology. Be like,
I thought of that.
Yeah, I'm tired of keeping that stuff clean over there. I'm just going to let it go. Let her overhear you.
There's pine trees out there, okay? And every time when the wind blows, okay, pine needles fall down. They're just like regular leaves, right? That's what pine needles are. And she came up to me one time, and I was working on raking the yard. She said, "Those trees should be cut down. They're dirty trees. Those are dirty trees. They're dirty." I said, "They're evil trees, aren't they?" She says, "Yes, they're evil trees. They're dirty. All they're there is to make a mess of things. Look at the mess." I'm like, oh, gosh, man. She's really like, and I said, one day they'll cut it down. Well, do you know any of your people that have a company that comes in? You guys do the yard work, and then you cut down trees, and then you take the trees, whatever you do with it, to get the wood you use to cook the pig that you guys have every year, and I'm going, where did you get this stuff from?
The cool thing is that she thinks she's complimenting you.
Yeah, she's not. She's in.
She's letting you know that you and your people are good people.
Yeah.
When you do nice things for white people.
She told me also, she said, there was a Polynesian man. Oh, beautiful man. I went to the islands and I saw, I'm using my mom's voice. I got to cut that. But she said, I went to the islands and I saw that man, and she was beautiful. The glistening body with the sweat, because she was doing the what do you call it, the fire dance. the fire dances
Uh-huh.
like that. And she said he was sweating, and oh my gosh, that such
I
a
like what
beautiful-
Diana Prince said in the chat. She said, "I wish my neighbors hated me that much."
Come and do your yard work.
No, but
Yeah.
it's scary. It's scary because she has this. I don't know. Boy, telling you, if she want to use a weapon, she would use that clipper she's got.
Well, you need to get pictures and video of this. and
I
share it
am.
with us.
I'm going to get take my phone out
We
there.
need
and
an
I'm gonna,
update. We need an update on this saga
Okay.
of the neighbor
yeah, no, she,
who hates you so much that she does yard work for you.
she wears a big floppy hat. She was telling me the
Oh,
reason why is because she doesn't. She said to get now your color is beautiful for you people, but for me it's not good because it's cancer. You will get cancer. Did you know that? So you need to cover up so you won't be as dark as you are.
I'm sorry, EK. When you said big floppy, because of South Park, the first thing that popped in my mind was big floppy donkey dick.
Yeah, sorry.
South Park. Every time, thanks to those guys. I can't hear big floppy without hearing big floppy donkey dick.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Wait,
Oh.
what we gotta put fuel into?
Oh, she even told me one time I got to really talk to her, but because I like to listen to her say, did you know that the people that are coming over, your people who are coming over the border, your people, she always has to use your people. They come on the border, they can do it in the right way, you know, to fill out the paperwork, and you can come to the border when you show your paper, and they, you know, but I don't know why you people don't want to do that.
I love how they think they're just droves of these armies of Mexicans just piling across the border. Just these people, because of TV, they believe this is happening. You know what? That's something. Most Mexicans don't want to go to the U.S. even for the pay upgrade, because like the ones that come here, I've talked to, they're like, I just can't wait to get back home. It's crazy here. You know, they're like, yeah, see, I just keep to myself. You know, I just do my work, make my money, send it back home. About 10 years, I'll be back in Mexico. It'll be all good. You know,
Yeah.
but most of the people are like, screw that, man. People are nuts over there, man. They think we're like crazy people and stuff. We're just trying to get a job.
And we are crazy.
We are.
We're getting crazier all the time.
Yes, because we have that gene called human. That's why. A human being, you know, we're being human. That's the reason why. But what is she doing? I'm sorry, guys.
Show us this Karen. I got to see this creator.
Out
Karen.
of the chat.
I'm going to go out there and talk to her.
P.
But at the
Miller's
same
just
time,
killing me.
Take us with you.
Yeah,
We got to see this. Take us out there with you, man. Go. Hey, you want to say hi to her? You know.
Why is she in the middle of the road? No joke. She's in the middle of the road right now. The street.
Is there any way you can move the camera so we can see?
No, you can't see it through this window itself.
Listen. Take your phone. Take your smartphone. Okay. Jump in the StreamYard on your smartphone.
Oh yeah.
And go out there and talk to her.
Yeah.
Go out there and talk to her. Say hi. We're streaming live here. You want to meet our people? I appreciate you cleaning my yard.
Yeah. You gotta approach
Yeah.
it. That you're
And
such
I'm
a
gonna-
nice, wonderful person. I just wanted to share people.
I'm gonna mute
I wanna-
this,
kindness
and I'm
in their
gonna.
heart.
Do it.
All right,
You
yeah,
guys-
that's what I'm talking about. Just leave the office
we
right
go.
there. Yeah, there we go.
Everybody who wants to see this happen, push 1 in the chat.
Yeah. Let us know if you really want to see this happen.
If you want to
Otherwise,
see what a creator Karen in her natural environment.
and now you can see the creator Karen in her natural
We're waiting
habitat.
we're waiting for him to log back in on his phone.
This endangered species
This is
once
awesome.
roamed the land back in the 1940s, but now the numbers have been reduced to but a handful worldwide.
And yes, those of you watching, I am covering my mouth when I laugh because I have bad teeth, and that's for your benefit. I don't care.
Yeah, sorry, no insurance over here.
No insurance. I'm Appalachian. I can't wait.
The beard and the mustache. I could just.
We got some ones in the chat. People are
There we
excited.
go. Yeah,
We're
people
gonna
are
see
excited.
we're gonna see a real creator, Karen. I
Man,
really haven't seen one in a while.
Rodney, I love your chat. It reminds me of my home turf over on the Brain Cage channel, man, because these people are wonderful. They contribute lots of fun stuff, dude. They're having a good time out there, and a few days have been improved. What a fantastic place. I just gotta, take my hat off to all you folks out there. Thank you for supporting the channel. Be sure to
we got some great people. Once I get better at actually promoting this thing, I think we'll do better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm stabbing at it. I'm trying to figure this out. I want to do this. I want to be more involved with people, and let people know that they're not alone, and just kind of provide a nice place where people can come and just enjoy and chat, and talk about. What basically we've talked about all kinds of stuff: UFOs, crazy neighbors,
preparing for the end days, and living despite it. It's great stuff over
just
here.
Being
man.
happy anyway.
That's right.
That's our message.
Oh, it's like I like to tell people, I'm like, you want to really you want to stick it to your enemies, flourish and prosper. It'll drive them nuts.
Yeah, don't buy into their doom and gloom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we want to talk about real things here because I think the overall theme about Leonard is helping people, and is growing, at least appreciating what you have, things like that. And part of that is knowing about bad things that are going on that might affect you. But we're not going to focus just on that. This isn't a conspiracy channel. So any of you that really don't like that kind of content, hang out. 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later, we'll be on to something goofy. We'll move around, just like Diana didn't really like the Agenda 2030 talk. And I understand that. And so, we got it out of our system and we moved on. And, don't be afraid to speak up if there's something you want from the channel, or there's something you like, what you want to get from it. This is stuff that Rodney needs to know to make it the best channel that he can make it, and then we can build this awesome community even bigger.
Wait, we're not going to yell at people who disagree?
In fact, if you want to be a guest, if you want to join us on the panel, message me and I'll send you a link and we'll bring you on.
Ooh, open mic, you say?
We'd love to hear some new voices.
That could be interesting.
That's always good, man.
I'll tell you, while we're waiting for EK, I will tell you some of the things I've got brewing. So we've got the movie that we're currently writing and working on. We got the NES game coming up. I've got a couple of video series I want to do. One, people have been asking me, and I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to put together a little series of how to be a stand-up comedian, how to write comedy, and won't necessarily turn everybody into professional comics, but at least I can show you how to be a little funnier with what you're doing in your life. I can't. It's like basketball camps. You can go to basketball camps and not necessarily become Michael Jordan, but you can improve your skills as a basketball player. And that's my goal. Teach people how to be funny, how to have fun, how to enjoy yourself, how to make other people's lives more enjoyable, just how to spread some joy. So I've got that coming up. I've also, I'm going to be doing a series on philosophy, explaining the greatest concepts of philosophy so that you can talk to somebody. Watch my videos, and then you're going to be able to talk to somebody who's in philosophy and know what they're talking about.
That's awesome.
So it's sort of a layman's explanation of what philosophy is and what it's about. So I got those coming up pretty soon here. I thought, I thought EK was going to join back with us.
He was eaten by that port. He turned out that Karen wasn't as docile as we had hoped.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
His feed is he's empty right now. I thought he was going to log back in on his phone, but
he's going to
it's
show
taking
back
him a
up.
minute. He's a boomer.
He's going to show back up, all well dressed, clean shaven.
Technology, I don't understand it. What is all these buttons? Who are all these people? I'm afraid
Why am I a
going
turtle?
to break it. That's probably my mother's biggest problem with technology. She's afraid she's going to break it. And I'm like, Mom, you don't know enough to be able to break it. Trust me.
Oh, I don't know. With obsolete technology, it's so easy to break stuff anymore. But I didn't get into being a mechanic because I was afraid of that. I was afraid of breaking the expensive parts, And when I was young, my brothers were working on stuff. And they'd break it. They'd be like, "Oh shit, that was $200 transmission, damn it," or whatever, And
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, and I had to get over that. I didn't in mechanics, so I can't work on a car at all. But in other areas, I found that I was able to, because of that experience, I guess, get through it.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad was a mechanic. He was a diesel mechanic, and he taught all of us when we were young, how to take things apart, put it back together, not to be afraid of it. It's like, well, it's broken already. So if you go and you try to fix it and you make it worse, at least you learn something.
That is true.
It wasn't any good to you before, so what do you care?
And this is something, I hope this doesn't upset people, but we have a lot of kids being raised by mothers, and mothers are oftentimes like, don't break that. Don't do that risky thing. Don't hurt yourself. Whereas guys are like, grow some balls, get out there, fall out of the tree, get hurt, skin your knees. And I think a lot of people, as a result, they're not being raised by dads, and they're afraid to skin their knees and follow those trees, and reality hurts. Sometimes it hurts, got to deal with it.
I tell my kids to get off the back of the furniture because it's not good for their furniture. I never imply that, they could be bodily hurt. They're already aware of that, but don't want to install like a sense of fear. I just want them to respect the equipment.
Absolutely. Okay, EK's back. Let's get the update.
He's alive. She stole his voice. So tragic. So tragic.
Trying to unmute him. Hold on.
EK, you gotta unmute yourself, bro. Right now, he's telling us the meaning of life.
EK, you're muted. You're muted.
Now, damn it, EK, you get out there and you show us that creator, Karen.
EK, unmute yourself. There you go.
Sorry.
Okay, what happened?
I'm over there. Okay, my phone wasn't working the way I wanted it to, and I was talking to. She's going back in her house, I guess.
Oh, you blew it, man.
I know. I hit perfect. So I walked out there and I'm going to get it. I got the phone. I'm doing this. I go, wait, what is wrong with my phone? Trying to get the connection. And then she saw me coming out of the house, and she turned around and went, whatever you want to call it, back to her house, her side. Okay, I thought that was her. No, that was just somebody walking by with their dogs. No wonder my dogs were barking. I missed that. You know what I'm going to do? Next time we meet or whatever, I'm going to make a recording. I'm going to do a video of catching her doing this, and then I'm going to call, hey, what are you doing?
I need to, when we're streaming, I need to start keeping my eyes peeled, because this is a town full of like redneck alcoholic junkies, and they do weird, funny stuff sometimes.
But that
you never know what you're going to see.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious, because said, hey, what are you doing? And then last time she just shook the broom she had at me like that. She says, you need to do your work.
See, you're in a better place because your local weirdos are cleaning your yard. My local weirdos want to steal stuff, and they have like flip outs out there. Like I had 2 months ago, this idiot on meth, I have to assume, because he's a freaking like a known meth head around here. For a random reason, I haven't talked to this guy in I don't even know how many years. Spinning out in the freaking yard outside, threatening to attack me and all this shit. I'm in here locking and loading, like, what the hell going on in this crazy town? You know what I'm saying?
But it's pretty bad when they say to you, you people are really good at doing lawns and keeping it up. You guys have this green thumb. This green thumb that just telling you that. To me, yeah. Just maybe you're a different kind of islander, because I don't see you out there really working in your yard that much. I'm like, different kind of islander. Okay.
And see, You too can help save the endangered creator Karen by super chatting right now. Save the Karens.
Endangered
She's just a frail looking woman, last night she thought I was trying to flirt with her, that kind of thing. So I'm no, I don't want to. And then she goes talk to the other one. There's another lady that looks just like her on the other side of the street, and they would meet in the middle of the street and talk. I'm saying, yeah, stand there long enough, someone's gonna run you guys over, man.
They do that in my town. They park the car in the street and stand there and talk. And I'm like, I'm trying to get somewhere. Damn it, what's the honk honk?
And they'll be pointing at different houses and saying how I know what they're saying. That one's shouldn't be here. Those people. Yeah. Last night she told me there was a Mexican family and says maybe you know them. I go, no. That lived in the neighborhood. You have this Mexican family and said, there was this Mexican. Maybe you know them. I go. I've seen them. I've seen them every once in a while. I've seen Mexican people every once in a while. Yes, it's funny because they get real excited about. EK, look. There's some of your people over there. You better go talk to them. They're over there. I mean, you don't see people say, if you're handicapped or in a wheelchair, there's a few wheelchair people. Well, you better go ride it yourself over there. Go roll over there, talk to them.
They do that to me because of long hair. Like, normally my hair's down, and when I'm in different cities, there'll be people like, I got this guy I got to introduce you to. You're going to love this guy. He's your people. He's just like you. He's nothing like me. He just has freaking more hair coming out of his head than a lot of people. It's like, he's nothing like me. In fact, that guy's an asshole. He ripped this other guy off. He's my people? Because I have long hair?
You know what I'm getting with my neighbors? I had a neighbor who, I've lived in this neighborhood in Utah for about 7 years, kind of off and on, in and out. And I had this neighbor come walking up to me. I'd been gone for about 2 weeks. I'm getting out of my car, and they come walking up and they go, "Hey, one of my friends shared your video.
Oh, no.
And I thought it was really, really cool that people are sharing your videos." And I said, "Oh, well, thank you." And I said, "What'd you think of the video?" And she goes, "Well, I didn't watch it, but it was just nice to see you." And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, the videos are a minute long most of the time. You couldn't just watch it? Your neighbors keep showing up on your news feed, and you're excited about it, but you don't watch any of the videos? Oh, thanks.
That's called a lie, Rodney, because and the females don't like to say, a lot of females don't like to say bad things to people. Like, that probably means she hates your video and she didn't want to tell you. She says, "Well, I didn't watch it." And that gives her the, where she doesn't have to comment on it because she's probably afraid you're going to say, "Did you like it?"
Yeah.
Probably. Or they don't understand. But I get weird compliments like that. I don't know if they're compliments, but
it's hard for me to imagine someone not liking your videos, but everybody's got, you have different taste in comedy out there. So some aren't going to like it at all. Some are going to be, "This is just another one of them spiritual flakes."
Yeah. One of the comments I read this morning on one of I hadn't noticed it before, but I gave the care emoji on it. Was it said, "This guy's just playing a character and he just keeps doing the same thing over and over again. Why is this interesting?" I'm like,
yeah, and they go watch you and they keep watching you.
I don't know. I'm like,
it's
I had no
interesting,
answer.
but let's see what he's going to do next week. Yeah, what is this Rodney guy going to be doing next? It's not interesting, but I'm going to go in and go look. See, that's the thing, the reason why, Greg, in Utah is different. When people say that, they say, "Oh, my friend told me about the video," and blah blah blah, and like that. And you ask them, "Have you seen it? Have you been watching it?" "Oh no, I don't usually watch stuff like that." Stuff like that.
They say that here too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. People ask, they want to see my stand-up comedy. I'm like, I have 3 specials on Dry Bar.
Yeah.
You can go watch it there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when are you going to do it live? And I'm like, you're not going to come when I'm live either. Just watch the video.
They say that just to make you feel like I like you, but I don't like what you're doing.
Well, I did have. I got to tell you this. I'm down here in Las Vegas. We opened the new Wise Guys
Yeah.
last week, and so with the first 2 nights were open mics. So it was like anybody who wanted to perform got to perform for a few minutes, and then of course we had the regular shows Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I think it was the Friday show. After the show, this guy, he meant well. He meant well.
Yeah.
He walks up to me and goes, "Hey, man, you're really funny. You ever thought about putting stuff out on the internet?" I'm like, "Well, I'll have to look into that. I haven't really thought about it." And he goes, "Yeah, I think you do really well."
Yeah,
Okay,
kind of like,
thanks.
can you tell me what is this thing called the internet? Can you tell me about it?
Sounds like a fad. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna fade.
Yeah, it just America's going, you sure? Is it video? What? Internet? Okay. How do I get on there? Yeah, I know. Oh, they've got a few of the neighbors there. Every once in a while, I got one of them to come talk to me. He's a frustrated guy with his life. He wants to do comedy, and he goes over and tells me, "Hey, I got some jokes for you." You know, Rodney knows what I mean. They always I got a joke for you. You can use it on stage. You can use it's okay. It's my permission. I give you my permission to use it. And they tell you the joke and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And he does this thing, you know. He just like you have to tap you on the shoulder to, you know. I don't know where that came from, you know. Hey, what do you think, huh? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
So I think we already have a meme growing out of your new streaming community, Rodney. It's the creator Karen. Yeah, P. Miller wants.
We need to work her into the. We need to work a destructive Karen and a creative Karen into the.
I think you're correct. We got P. Miller. I'm guessing that's Pam because I think she's female from judging from her words.
Yeah.
It's probably Pam. I'm going to guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, P. Miller. But she thinks there needs to be a creator Karen theme song. and somebody else, where was that at? I saw somebody imagining Leonard interacting with the creator Karen. Where was that? Oh yeah, that was also P. Miller.
Yeah. Here's a question from Mark Bonamini. Yes, I do. I've actually studied. I've been a lifelong student of all religion and philosophy. So yes, I am very familiar with the Vedas, and yes, I use Namaste in my act a couple of times. I enjoy just everything, man. There's so much out there, so much knowledge that we need to share with each other, so much beauty, so much joy. And I enjoy sharing it with people and having fun with it. And then having fun with Western misunderstandings of Eastern philosophy is probably one of my greatest joys. We've tried to take Eastern philosophy and Westernize it, and it's like then we just basically ruin both philosophies.
Yeah, just like the guys who tattoo the Eastern or anything Asian on their arm or something like that and tell you, you know, this represents whatever, and you find out, no, that's not it, man. You just put something that's you're ordering food right here. You know what I'm saying?
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, you know, and that's what the symbol is. The symbol represents that, you know. And not only that, some of them don't realize, like a lot of Polynesian graphics or what, I forget what you call it, but you don't put it on your body unless you earned it. You don't tattoo that, especially go down to the tattoo shop.
Yeah, it's like
it's
Polynesian merit badges.
Yeah.
Is what they are.
Yeah, you know, you do that, and if you truly like something about this one, like the shark is a Amakor. That's the word for it. That means is the guardian of your family, and if you know that through tradition, what it is, you don't go tattoo that symbol on you unless you earned it or you're part of that the clan or the tribe or whatever. Because one day you're gonna have some big guy, you know, come up to you who that's his symbol, and you have to challenge him, and they have a right to say, "Where did you get that from?" You know. So, well, I went down to Billy Bob's Barbecue and Tattoo Shop and got it done. They're really good. They're really good. They're sterile. And he'll shake his head and say, no, no, no. There's only one tattoo artist that does that. And you have to earn your right to have it, you know. I mean, some people say, whatever, you know. Those are the ancient times. It's kind of an insult on my, culture also. So, anyway.
No, that's a viable perspective, man, and I hear that a lot from Pacific Islanders and stuff. I started, unfortunately, right now I'm working, at the desk, but for a while I was doing a research project into Polynesian martial arts, Haka, and how they relate, and trying to help find some of the stuff that is quote unquote lost. I'm like, it's still there. It's in the dance. Like that's the martial arts move right there.
Yeah.
And learning a lot about the culture and stuff, I was like, this is like even women over here are alpha male champions. There's some hard people, dude. I love them. Like people go like, dude, where are you gonna go if the world goes to hell and you got to bug out? I'm like, I'm going to American Samoa.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Go to Cook Islands, man. Go to Cook Islands also.
Well, American Samoa has the highest concentration of U.S. military veterans.
Yeah.
U.S. territories and states.
I mean, I don't want to insult my own people, but you know what? There's some guys that, man, I'm gonna marry this Polynesian girl. So skinny and slim and cute. Give it time, man. Once they get married, it's just like this radical change happen, like a shape changer.
And then on this one, EK. I'm not giving you any support on this one.
Yeah, I'm zipping it.
I see that because
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just not supporting
I know what you mean. I don't blame you, brother.
I can't say anything.
You're smart. This guy here, Kolohe, he's a little bit stupid, because that's the problem. I get a small little Filipino mom, that's why. But when you have a real Polynesian woman, oh man, they become the matriarch of the home. They're in charge. The guys say, "Oh no, I'm the guy. I'm the guy that live." No, you're not. No, you're not.
I will say this: you get a Polynesian woman, they will take care of you for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, they will.
Don't ever cross them.
Yeah, that's.
You will not find a woman that could love you more, but at the same time, boy, once they become an enemy,
oh jeez,
they will make your life a living hell.
Yeah, they will. And talk about the difference between how a white woman and a Polynesian woman. I would rather have, actually, my experience, because being married with a white woman, is that a Polynesian woman live in a Polynesian house or Islander's house. I'd rather get smacked because I did something wrong, physically hit, smacked, than to have this psychological, okay, then we'll talk about it later.
Well, how about
Why don't
how about
you go
the Latinas?
To bed? Oh, same thing.
Yeah, they're all chill. Anything goes. Everything's good until you piss them off. That's it's on, buddy.
Oh, just like the Filipino women, same way, man. They're the most. Oh man, they love you. Oh, they love the man, but once you mess with them, no, man. No. My mom, no, I'm not going to bring up that one. Mom's going to get mad about the time when she threatened my dad with a knife.
Let's try to find a reason to change the subject.
Yeah, okay. Let's find something.
Hazel, you see this comment by Hazel. Cool to find and relax chat between such great guys with relatable stuff. That's cool. That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
And now this puzzles me. She says since I'm assuming Facebook page disappeared.
Yep.
Okay, my Facebook page disappeared. They just stopped showing it.
Huh.
It's a weird thing with Facebook with the algorithms, because my videos will get millions of views, and then all of a sudden they just get not seen by anybody at all. And part of that is because I don't make videos specifically for Facebook. And so when I start hitting a lot of success, because I'm not hitting their I'm not pushing all their buttons that they want me to push. Then they push all my
Yeah.
content down.
Oh yeah, Greg's right.
So when my stuff works and it gets seen by a lot of people, you gotta understand I'm overcoming a lot of pushback from Facebook on it, and I've tried everything, but they're trying to force me to buy ads all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Yep,
going to
that's their
they
game.
want to make money off of me. Either I do the videos the way they want me to do them, or I pay them to promote my content. So that's why if you saw me a lot before, now all of a sudden I'm not anywhere. That's part of the deal.
Yeah,
And,
so
TikTok's
Rodney-
done the same thing.
Yeah, so you got to go to Rodney's page. He puts content up there regularly on his YouTube, on his Facebook, all that stuff, pretty much daily. So you got to go to his page, and that's the way to guarantee you can catch all this stuff. And share it, please. Please share it out there. Spread this. Let's build this community. Let's do it. Let's fight back. This is one of the ways to fight back, is to take back our minds and let people have fun. We need a break. We need a break from all the negativity.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just funny. I mean, I didn't set up the Karen thing. That was like, I was just, man, what the hell is she doing?
I just rolled with that one.
You need to get pictures and video, man.
I'm gonna. We have spotted the elusive Karen in the neighborhood that goes around and trims trees. The
Well,
dogs
you
are
have to
barking
specify creator Karen, because
Yeah,
the destroyer Karens are freaking everywhere.
They
Rabid, vicious, bloodthirsty.
She,
You see
you know,
the
she's-
rabid Karen in her natural environment as she is yelling at a man in the parking lot who's parked on the line.
Oh man, I
Little
don't know.
does he
I
know
don't-
his life is in danger. He is
Oh.
merely inches away from death itself.
This sounds like my auntie. I forgot her last name, Lonnie. She would do that. I think I can. I don't want to call her to her face. She's a Karen, but she would do that. You ever had? She would do this. You talk about the parking lot. The reason why I'm bringing this up, she used to. We drive around for parking, right? If you go and the lot is packed, but you find a space, and she said, "Let me out, let me out." So you let her out, and she'll go and stand in the middle of that space to prevent anybody from taking it. And you had to watch. I wish I had video of that. I mean, I've seen some of Karens have done that, but to watch my auntie do it is scary, man.
That's
Yeah,
why
she-
we need the creator Karens.
Yeah.
We want to preserve this endangered species. Diana, Prince, Ronnie, you want to take that, sir?
What?
Yeah, what's that?
With Diana?
Prince.
Being forced. Yeah, it's weird. People assume that if you go viral, that all of a sudden you're rich.
Mm.
That what happens is you get taken
money.
advantage of quite a bit, and then at some point in time they let you have some crumbs from whatever your success was. And so I've been able to get something with YouTube and somewhat with TikTok, but Facebook has been absolutely horrendous to deal with as far as my content being used and reused by other. But I don't mind. Just spread it out, get it out there. I don't. That's fine with me. But Facebook is not a friendly organization for creators.
For anything.
They take and take and take.
Mm-hmm. So does Twitter. I have 2 accounts permanently suspended from Twitter. And the second time I got suspended, like the first time I think I was trolling somebody who said, like, insulted me. So I trolled back. And mine was harassment, of course, But the last time it was because I was telling people to calm down people were yelling about, what's his name, at Kyle Rittenhouse. And they were arguing, or no, it wasn't even Kyle. It was a different incident where some guy attacked some girl or whatever in a crowd. And both sides were like, kill him. And I was like, why don't you guys just chill? Because I watched the whole video, and, you don't really want to be on either side of this argument. Neither side's good people, and that's what got being the voice of reason and telling people to relax and chill out is what got me permanently suspended. They don't want that. They want people going, oh, kill him, kill that BLM, kill that Antifa, kill that right winger. They want all that. They
want the controversy to keep going because that keeps people engaged.
The drama, I want to go see it again and again. What's the deal?
Now
you're gonna outsmart them with happy.
Yeah, what Diana said about the corporate games, you have to play some. Like, you got to pay platforms for advertising. You got to do that kind of stuff. But the real corporate games is selling your integrity, is basically being a robot for them. Like going out there doing the outrage marketing. Facebook and Twitter and all of them love outrage marketing. If you're not doing outrage marketing, they don't like you. So there are other things other than money that if you're doing the things they want that's on the list, then they will give you more algorithm. But it always comes down to that money.
Well, the thing is building up a fan base. What Rodney's got going on, people who are asking, if he's got a Patreon or something right there. That's where it starts. Is right there. You're investing in Rodney. You're investing in a better world. Out there. I mean, let's be honest here. You can say it sounds cheesy or anything like that, but I love the Leonard character a whole lot because he's like a fresh breath of air. It's something positive. It's a little irreverent. It's silly, but it actually has there's a deeper coolness to it, and it brings a bit of positivity, a little sunlight, a little mirth to the environment, and that's something as a consumer I support heavily. I like buying into that because there's so much negativity and we could get overwhelmed with it. We could talk there are whole YouTube channels dedicated to talking about nothing but negativity. But over here, it's a mixed bag nuts, just like us up here on the panel.
Just like life.
Yep.
What? Life?
What?
A fresh.
Not that. I'm allergic to it. Cause me death.
Yeah, in answer to this question, while it's up there, I do have a Patreon. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I am on Patreon, and I'll probably start adding some content to that here this week. This is my push. Last week was our test to kind of figure this out, and I think I'm getting a better idea of what I want to accomplish with all of this. And so, I'm going to be pushing out a lot more content. Not just Leonard, but a lot of other stuff like I talked about before. So, I'll be doing more with the Patreon. And there's so many. I keep getting reached out to by people who are trying to be the next Facebook. A lot of different platforms that are popping up. And I've been playing around with some of them, seeing if there's something more enjoyable I can use. But a lot of them are they're kind of in the early stages, so it's difficult to really kind of navigate as to what's going on because they're trying to be be different than what everybody else is doing, but at the same time they're still trying to be user friendly, and most of them haven't accomplished either.
And if you don't want to go to Patreon, you can tip Rodney right here. It's called a super chat, and you can actually Tank, more about how that works, right?
Yes, super chats. You pay a little bit of money. YouTube's going to take 30% as their cut, but Rodney gets to keep 70 cents off of every dollar that you go ahead and use. And it's kind of an unspoken rule of YouTube that if somebody super chats, it must be said, unless it, of course, violates the integrity of the channel. So no nasty stuff, folks. That stuff will get you banned from a channel. Real quick.
Exceptionally nasty stuff. We say some nasty stuff, but within reason, of course. Yeah, and I think Rodney's crowd probably knows what that most of them knows what that reason is. So they should be. It's good to specify though.
Yeah, with this crowd, I don't think it's something that needs to be said because this is a bunch of good folk out there. Well, I see that positivity. I'm exhausted. Running on 2 hours of sleep, and these people are better than my cup of coffee.
Yeah, buddy. Here's something else too to take into consideration is if you there are services out there where you can hire celebrities and web celebrities and all that to say happy birthday to your brother or sister or something like that. You want to do something like that, those costs oftentimes $100 to $500. Some of them are even more, depending how popular the person is. You could super chat Rodney whatever you can afford to pay, and he'll $5. He'll read. He'll say happy birthday, let's say Mary, for example, in the Leonard McClunsky personality. And, you can take that clip, you can take a clip of that and then just send that to whoever's birthday it is. You could do anything like that. So these are ways you can help. I mean, we're asking for money. Absolutely. We want to build this thing. We want this to be real. Our competitors have billions of dollars, and we don't.
Yes. Well, it's kind of funny. Well, first of all, let me address that. One of the things that's happening right now with comedy is I'm starting to get booked. I've got several weeks booked out. I'm going to be in California this weekend. I'll be back in Las Vegas next weekend, and then in Utah the weekend after that, and then I'll be in Wise, Virginia, the second week of October. But a lot of gigs that I've gotten set up have been canceled because of the Delta variant. Places have gotten scared and they've canceled shows again. So we're going through that again. And anyway, so what I'm saying is any support you want to throw my way, I'm welcome to it. You can go to my website right there, rodneynorman.com. We got T-shirts, we got stickers, coming up with stuff all the time. So that's if you're so inclined, that's there. But there was a question asked earlier about how I came up with the Leonard character, and the short answer, it's an homage to my grandfather, who was kind of a lush alcoholic, and a friend of mine who was trying to become an Instagram guru. And so I came up with the idea of the world's worst motivational speaker. And that's who Leonard is. So that's the basic general idea of Leonard, was a really horrible Instagram guru.
That's great. That's great. I love it. Yeah, I really appreciate the Leonard character, man. The guy, it's a funny dude, and I love that stuff.
Yeah, it was fun when I came up with the idea. It made me laugh. So I made several videos, and I had a few people like them. Didn't really go anywhere. So I kind of shelved the project for a while, and then when just as the whole COVID thing started kicking up, I started playing around with them again. And then one video just took off. The most people know it was night shift, day shift video, but anyway, the thing just blew up, and
yeah, it was pretty.
Next thing I know, people started to care what I was doing, so it was pretty exciting.
That's outstanding, man.
Such a simple video, in fact. No.
It's the dumbest ideas that you come up with that work. If I sit down and I try to write something out, plan it, plot it, memorize it, produce it nicely, it goes nowhere. But then I have these moments where I just get an idea, so I just stop somewhere on the side of the road and pull out my phone and start recording. And as soon as I'm done, I think that was dumb. I know that's the video people are going to like.
There you
So,
go.
I don't know what this is about me or what, but that's I think just those spontaneous moments of creativity are so important when you come across them. So if you are a creative type, I wholeheartedly encourage you to, as soon as you have an idea, record it. Either write it down or just make a memo on your phone. Make a video telling yourself what the idea is, because you're going to forget it. You're going to move on. It's going to get mixed in with other ideas, and you're going to forget it. So when you have a stroke of inspiration, do something with it.
I like that, a stroke or inspiration.
Yeah. Well, people ask me all the time, where do you come up with your material? It's like it usually just kind of pops into my head one time. And if I'm smart enough to recognize it, I write it down. and that's where you do it. I mean, I think it helps to sit down and actually have writing sessions where you try to come up with ideas, and because it gets your brain thinking that way. And you may not come up with any ideas then, but that act of writing and act of focus gets your brain thinking. And then as you're going about your day, all of a sudden stuff will start popping into your head. The more you create, the more creative you become. So whether you may not think like you've got anything accomplished in a writing session or whatever, but the benefits come later on because you're just involved in it. Your brain just kicks in and goes, "Oh, hey, we're thinking of crazy stuff now." And
You know, and also what happens a lot with these kinds of stream communities is jokes that people say in the chat will, or even on the panel, will kind of stick and become a meme to that community. And you know, the more of this that happens, we'll probably end up adding some of that as content into the freaking movie. You know, some of it will be stuff that will be a nod to this community, you know, that when we make that movie. I mean, obviously, when everybody else outside the community sees the movie, that joke won't necessarily go, you know, won't necessarily be for them, but we'll get it, you know?
yeah.
And you never know when there might be a nature special on the endangered creative Karen next on Nova. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so I might have watched
Here
a
we
little
see
public television.
it's garbage day here in the neighborhood, and we see that Karen has noticed that the neighbors' garbage cans have not been returned to the side of their building in an efficient time. What will she do? Will she call someone? Will she go to the door and knock on it? Or will she take the cans back herself?
Oh,
Just in a sort of self-satisfaction that she made the world a better improvement on this day.
I'm going to make sure I have my camera out and everything going because you ought to watch her try to move the cans. Try to use one of them. It's hilarious.
That's correct, Nigel. She will rearrange the area in order to not only attract a proper mate, but show her dominance over the beta.
Proper garbage can placement. Yes.
We might be having too much fun with that.
I like that. I like that idea. That's pretty, you know. The idea of the Karen trying to set up so it shows dominance and proper decor.
All like shot from behind like a neighborhood head as you're peeking in on like this stereotype of cultural zeitgeist.
Yes. I love that word.
She's a catch. She's a definite catch because she knows what she's doing. Look at that woman move. She's got that can moving and wrestling it all around back and forth and trying to roll it down the hill. Oh, no, she's lost control of it. Nope, she's got it again. Good, Karen. Yeah, hee-haw. That's the way we go. We're going to try another next Karen. Karen number 27 is going to come on down. I mean, there's
it's like a Karen rodeo.
Karen!
She sees the pants halfway around his buttocks, and she's approaching with rapid acceleration.
She's from Santa Quinn. She's been doing this for years. Her mom just properly told her how to do this right correctly.
And 4.76 seconds is a new record. The police have arrived.
Too bad she just dumped all the trash on the ground. And wow, that's okay. She's going to get another job to do, pick up trash. That's the way Karen get that dustpan and that OC there or whatever brand broom. Those are the best brooms in the world.
Smile has a good idea. You could set up a great video for this. You could make it unkept. Make it unkept in your yard so that you know it'll be sure to lure whoever and get your camera ready and you know your video.
She's dangerous with that scissors she has. I watched her clip stuff, man. Like freaking ninja. Like, what?
That's why you got to film it from behind the bush.
Yeah. I'm gonna set up a camera just for.
You know not to approach wild animals. You could get bit.
Yeah. Boy, you know, scary. Look at it. Yelling it correctly. Demand to speak to your manager. Oh yeah, yeah,
Grant?
yeah. Be a Karen. That's not correctly.
I do like the idea of you setting some stuff up.
Yeah, setting
Lure
it up
her out.
to lure her out. That is funny. She's not out there. Well, when I'm done here, I'm gonna walk out there and see, and just say real loud. They're not gonna. They might freak out. And say, "Wow, who did this? My gosh, thank you, Lord." Maybe she'll come out and say, "No, I did it. I did it because you people won't do it. You just leave it. You do it."
You're not Karening correctly. I got to talk to the manager of Karen's.
Yeah. Can I talk to the manager of Karen's? Excuse me.
I love that woman named Karen. There was a woman named Karen who got outraged about the Karen, the Karen thing, and Karen meme, and she went out and raised hell. So this is unfair to women named Karen, and she started telling people how they need to be managing their memes, and played right into the meme. It's just people with a lack of self-awareness either enrage me or they're so hilarious. It's either way.
Is it me, or I think some Karens are pretty sexy? I mean, kind of.
They can
be a lot of heat, right?
Well, they are before about the second, third, maybe fourth kid. Sometimes it depends which region of the country, and also because when they get about the second or third kid, at that point, some of them on the first kid, they don't screw around. Like they're married, starting the first kid at 18, 19, they're Karen. Okay, so some of them just ease right in. But what happens is they're like, I got that man. I got him right where I want him. I don't have to be pretty no more. So they go, boom, 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 and then they cut their hair like the bowl cut of that kid that got picked in at your high school, or that had that bowl haircut, like Dumb and Dumber look. Then they cut their hair like that, and they grow leg hair and and all that stuff, and got hair on all over the place, and they're just wondering why their dude doesn't want to have sex anymore.
I think. Well, what do you think, Patriarch Rodney? What do you think is? Thank you, Ortiz. Yeah, that's a fine looking woman. I'm on down. I'm
well,
there.
In his defense, Ortiz, I did see a porn that was called Karen porn, and the chick was hot in it. I don't know if she was. I didn't fact check to see if she was a legitimate Karen. She was hot though.
No, I think it's just my Polynesian side, just like those women aggressive, Oh.
But I think part of it is you want to basically they become sexually attractive to you because they then become a conquest.
Oh.
So being able to conquer them through sexual activity.
Just like I don't know why this image of a herd of Karens going by, and I'm a hunter going, this one I pick. Which one I go pick? This is a herd of Karens going by.
I don't get why the vintage mom keeps thinking she's a Karen, because absolutely nothing she's been saying sounds like a Karen for 1 second.
Yeah, a Karen is basically a self-righteous individual who wants to impose their will on others by any means necessary. There are men who are Karens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, it's just that idea of, oh no, somebody's having a good time, I need to put an end to this.
Well, we call them
something that's unimportant and insignificant. All of a sudden is now an important issue.
Yeah, well, see, when it's a male engaging in that behavior, we call them soy boys, or any other number of things. Like there's some of them are like the administrator type that's got to be in control of everything. They're a different person, but the Karen thing is very specific. And it's not just white women. I see some people thinking it's just a white woman thing.
No, it's not.
There are a lot of Karens I've known that are black, that are of different ethnic groups. It's really it's a U.S. woman thing. And I do see UK and Australia, because, these are, and also Canada, these are similar countries in a lot of ways culturally. So there's a lot of the same psyops in these countries. So you got a lot of Karens in these, and it's a specific thing to these countries. Like Latinas don't Karen. They just beat you over the head with stuff and raise hell really loud. They don't, you just
See,
it's just.
I'm used to that. That would get me, okay, I got it, I'm done. But the other one, why do you have to go through this motion and weaponize guilt, especially? Weaponize, I call it, guilt. That's a psychology.
Clear.
Yeah.
It's clear in their behavior and their speech that they consider themselves authority figures. And a lot of this stems from they've been sitting on the couch watching TV and screaming at like 4 kids for like 20 years. And that's they don't know how to interact with other adults and speak to them as equals. They know how to boss kids around.
Yeah. So, and to be careful, I mean, if you see an injustice taking place and you stand up against it, that's good. That's a positive thing. But a Karen is somebody who's just looking for something to complain about, and makes mountains out of molehills.
Mm-hmm.
Who creates a controversy where none existed before, for no good reason other than just to create the controversy. That's what a Karen is. It's not somebody who's doing what they think is right.
No.
It's somebody who's trying to find something so they can enforce their will, so they can justify their position. It's like when somebody always at work. When I was in the Marine Corps, we always expected this. Whenever we got a new lieutenant, we knew that for the first 2 weeks it was going to be a disaster, because they were going to try to enforce their will just for the sake of enforcing their will. So they were going to come up with crap and make us do stuff that was completely nonsense just to show that they were in charge. And so that Karen mentality is just that. It's just they just want you. They're busybodies and they want to get their little 2 cents into everything. But no, not if you're actually defending somebody who's been wronged, or you're trying to correct something that's wrong. That's just being a good person.
Yeah.
That's just standing up against people. So, and too often people confuse that. And I hope that we're not. So there are good Karens. Like there's positive Karens who are trying to do good things.
Are there
endangered creative Karen?
I don't think any of them are. That's why the whole stereotype is there. They're just destructive, That one, though, that was out there, that creator Karen, that really blew my mind, that she was actually doing that.
Yeah.
Because typically what a Karen will do is, if she takes lawn care very seriously, she's going to make sure that she's a part of the gardening club, like the head of the gardening club, and a part of the city council, so that she can go around and dictate what has to be done. Like there's one in my town who's in the city council, and a guy I worked for, he has a nice house on a nice street, and it was well kept. It looked great, but a little bit of the tree was hanging over the sidewalk, not in anybody's way, but it was over his fence just a little bit, like a foot. She came up one day and raised hell and said, you are going to have to cut that. And he says, well, lady, I think it looks just fine. It's not in anybody's way. He's trying to be polite with her. And she said, it is so. And she raised a big fit, and she wrote a ticket. She wrote him a ticket for not keeping up his lawn to the specifications of the town's code. And that's a Karen. That's a true Karen. And that's what government attracts. Power attracts these types.
Yeah, and the government's encouraging this kind of behavior now. Turn your neighbors in if they got a mild cough. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Here's one. Why did the Karen cross the road? Everybody got a good. Or 16 alpha. Okay, here we go. Here's the answer. Oh,
laugh.
I missed it. Here,
because
your life was a joke. That's funny.
The Karen on my side, the reason why she crossed the road so she could go on the other side of the road where I live and try to trim the hanging vines so she can feel satisfied. I've done my work.
I see what Vintage Mom said right here, right there, what you're highlighting. Never back down like that. I mean, there are some Karens you can just simply go, oh, it's not worth it. I'll just walk away, go do my thing, and ignore her. But when it's your livelihood, Vintage Mom, hell no. You got to stand up for that. You deserve. You're more qualified and more skilled than she is. You deserve the job more than she does. What right does she have to run you out of that place? And I'll tell you this, the reason why these Karens get away with it is people go, oh, I'm just going to avoid it. Avoidance, it's just all about avoidance. Whereas you got to put in complaints. You got to be like, this woman is causing a lot of, social problems here at work. She's getting in the way of productivity.
She's a bully.
Yeah. She's a bully. She harasses coworkers. Enough people stand up and that person loses her job and you get to keep the job that you belong in. And because of these Karens being able, now mind you, I've worked in several different industries around the country, and Karens seem to be most of the freaking people, like in the service industry, particularly. I worked in restaurants and bars. There's almost a Karen in charge of every one I've worked at. And this is why service sucks around the country a lot of times, is because you have someone like that. And like, once again, the rednecks say shit runs downhill. When you've got somebody like that in charge, nobody else cares about their job. Their morale is broken. They're going to leave soon. They're miserable. They hate it. And they're just going to do the bare minimum of work. You got to stand up. It makes everything better when you stand up to bullies. It makes it better for you and for other people too. It's not fun. For some people it is, but to a lot of us, it's not fun. And to a lot of us, it sucks. It's the last thing we want to do, but.
Well, yeah, no, I have a buddy who, he was a good example of what a proper non-commissioned officer, a sergeant, should be, and he stayed in the Army. We went to school together at Fort Knox, and he stayed in and retired and passed on that good, leadership, the more positive reinforcing. Like, people get so much criticism, reinforce people positive. Find something you like and bring it to their attention. Just one thing. It only has to be one thing. Even a person you don't like, and watch, their attitude will flip pretty quick. Like, yeah, nice hair. Oh, there's new shoes. I like that. You know what I like about you? You're a creative person, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Some people, I don't know, I think we've been beat down so much they would say, well, what do you want from me? Or like my uncle said, hey, I owe you money. Is that why you want my shoes? You're looking at my shoes. Yeah, that's the sad part. We've got to a point where, so the change, it's not going to come quick, but yeah, we need more people to be doing that,
Well, so, I'm one of those weirdos that I'll just like randomly finger gun at somebody and just go, you're awesome. And I just keep walking like I just did nothing.
Yeah.
Like the time I saw Sinbad down in Burbank, he was just walking down the street, so I started just getting that jive step on, and I was like, "Yo, what up, Sinbad?" And I just hand jive and just like kept walking, like nothing happened. That was it.
No, I think you got.
I've worked with Sinbad. He's actually a really cool dude, man.
Dude, he used to hang out down at the Burbank Media Center, and you would see him often, like down there. And just the one time that we were on the same side of the street, so I was like, "No, I got to do some hand jive with Sinbad. If I pass up this opportunity, I would be remiss."
Yeah, you'll be thinking about it. Yeah,
that's funny.
He is a cool guy, man.
I don't collect autographs. I collect experience.
There you go.
Yeah,
he treated me to lunch.
Oh,
that's so cool.
We were doing shows together that weekend.
Yeah,
we got together and he took me to lunch. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Besides, if you could hang out your hand for a high five and they leave you hanging, they weren't worth your time.
There you go.
Yeah, see, Pam knows what I'm talking about. She says Karens are rampant in the service industry. I just walked around yelling in a British accent, "There has not been enough suffering today. The beating shall continue until morale improves." Yeah, service industry is rife with it. I think I'm not going to say why I think the Karens like the service industry. I'm going to dodge that bullet, but I have my idea. I think it has to do with food, though. I'll say that much. Something to do with food.
Oh man, I would say something to do if you ever worked Home Depot. Can I say that? Yeah, I did. As a service person. And if you can talk about, you say the years of Karens. Oh man. Just don't be the guy to be talking to the construction guy who's having a hard day. You got to think of it that way. And he's telling you, you don't know shit. Oh, excuse me, about lumber. I'm not the lumber guy. I'm just the plumber. Ask me anything about PVC, but not lumber, please. Then you guys ain't worth crap. Let me get the manager. Oh, no, great.
It's like Mark Bonamini just said, the more power centralizes itself, the more people feel like they don't matter in the world, and the more they feel they need to impulsively assert themselves.
That's a wise observation.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Well, my brothers, I'm going to have to leave. I'm going to have to do the work of the Karen who trying to do that work out there, But I enjoy myself. This is awesome.
Buddy. Yeah, man.
Hopefully I get invited again. And Rodney the man.
We'll do it. I gotta get going myself. So
and everybody check out EK's channel. I'll post the links really quick.
Hopefully I can get really get to the point, just like Rodney. Rodney's a man. I've known him for years. And everybody said, what, like 5 years? No. Gee, a lifetime if you think about it.
Yeah.
I know Rodney. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, so we'll get the quick how we can get everybody here. Here's EK's channel in the chat. Go support his character. Willie Boy is hilarious that he plays.
I got a few of Willie Boy episodes that he's going around to town to find the best places to get napkins in case the toilet paper thing goes bad. I got that idea from my mom, actually. That's what she did when we couldn't afford to buy toilet paper. There's a story behind there. So
and if you guys want to see what if you're into nerd stuff like cool art, monsters, superheroes, all that kind of stuff, there's our Brain Cage channel right there. Brain Cage Multimedia is a company that Tank and Rodney and I are building right now. It's a multimedia company. We've got comic books, really, really awesome comic books. We've got video games coming out. And, of course, Rodney's movie is going to be actually the first production in Brain Cage Studios. So go check out Brain Cage if you're a nerd.
Brain Cage.
And if you're on Facebook, we have a page called Brain Cage Multimedia. Yep. And there's my book, Gun Demon, which the Indiegogo sign up right now, the pre-launch sign up is live right now. So you can sign up there.
Yeah. Okay. For my end, aloha, my brothers. Much mahalo.
Aloha.
See you next time. Aloha. Yee-hee.
Yes, thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll do this again possibly tomorrow. I'll let you know what's going on. And so long and farewell, my friends. Have a glorious and spectacular day.